Having issues? See your PGA golf professional. That's your golf to go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
I'm fired up today.
Why?
I'm amped.
Okay, you're sitting way too high.
Sorry, let me go. Get crunk. Going down.
Wait, was that you? Get
crunk?
crunk?
That was me saying get crunk. Get crunk. Yeah, that was it.
When was that?
That was when it was Lil Jon's birthday and I.
Okay, so it was it was definitely not during our time.
Huh?
Or was it?
No, it was when we were on Crosstalk doing on Lil Jon's birthday.
Oh, yes.
That was very
I do
soon.
Remember that.
That was right around the time that you told your dead dog story at your girls' trip. It was like right around that same week. That was one of my favorite weeks ever of Crosstalk ever because
it was wild.
There was the Get Crunk thing. You did the Steven Tyler thing around that time too, which is once Anthony pulls it up, her Steven Tyler
That's
impression.
in the Dave stuff. I don't got that.
All right, well, the Steven Tyler impression, which just sounds like Kayla yelling it. That exactly.
That was pretty good.
Exactly. And then Kayla told the story about the dog dying on her girls' trip, and Dave and I completely lost it. Well, I lost it. Dave kind of held it together. And then you told the story essentially again the next day with different context, and I was gone again. I'm sorry. Like, listen.
Jason just sat and
but this
pretty
is the
much
thing.
like made you go even harder.
Yeah, Jason preys on my weakness because Jason knows when I'm uncomfortable, I laugh.
Right.
Like when something, that is my defense mechanism. Mm-hmm. If something tragic happens, I laugh.
Right.
I just can't help myself. Mm-hmm. I used to get in so much trouble at school because like someone would be getting in trouble or a teacher would be pissed and I just start laughing.
Yeah, I get it.
It's just my defense mechanism. So
I would do the same thing.
Dying puppies or animals is not at all remotely funny. But when Kayla tells the story of a dog dying, I start laughing. I don't know. I can't help myself.
Was it like someone's pet or did you see a dog die?
No. So what happened was we were going down a girls' weekend in LA and my friend Courtney had made us aware that week before we came that she was going to get a puppy and we were going to go pick it up on that Saturday. So our plans changed just a little. And when
this is crazy.
When we were about to fly down there that day before, that night, she texts us with the news that the puppy had passed.
What a way to ruin the weekend.
Right. Chris is like, why are you laughing, Matt? And so it was a very weird vibe for sure.
Well, no, but it wasn't just the story. It was the delivery of the story.
It was out of the blue when I told it.
You nonchalantly mentioned like, oh, it was just this like little small thing, and then you dropped the bomb on us that the puppy didn't make it.
Yeah.
And I was gone.
We were supposed to go down there, and then we were gonna get the puppy.
But the puppy didn't make it is kind of
genuinely.
I would laugh at that too.
I know.
One of my favorite segments I've ever done in radio because it was just so out of the blue. I couldn't help it.
I think you stood up and went in the corner.
No, I had to
at one
walk
point.
away. I had to walk away. I was laughing so
Yeah.
hard. I have not laughed that hard in years.
Rest in peace, puppy. Oh, she got a new one though. They actually gifted her theirs that they were going to keep because that one passed. So it all worked out.
Is that puppy okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That one's okay.
I'm fired up today. You know why?
Because there's schedules.
Schedules, baby.
Because he gets he gets on one when it comes to schedules.
Damn right I do. Let's dissect. You got Sean Cunningham leaking the first games of the season for the Kings.
Here's Sean Cunningham.
That's right.
Who? I don't know.
We've got Christmas Day in the NBA. We've got opening night in the NBA. Joint practice today between the Niners and Titans, which our very own Chris Watkins is down at. He'll be joining us at 1 o'clock today to share with us what he sees, what he notices
there'll be a lot
from joint practice out there. And we've got a new guest joining us on the show today. Brandy Flores. She covers the Raiders for Las Vegas Sports Network. She's also featured on DAZN. If you watch boxing and combat sports on DAZN, you'll see her on there as well. She's been all over Raiders training camp. She'll join us at 11 o'clock. We got a great show today.
Yes, we do.
We got a great show today, but NBA opening night and Christmas Day schedules are out. We'll get to those first before we get to, because these ones are a little more official. Sean Cunningham reported leaked the first couple of games of the Kings season.
Right.
I guarantee you they're correct. Because this is schedule leaking season, and it's silly season. A lot of us get the schedule early for whatever reason, and we slowly just sneakily put out what we can put out in terms of games and dates and stuff like that. It's just one of my favorite times of the year, because usually about a handful of people in Sacramento get access to the schedule, and you can't spoil everything, but you can subtly put stuff out. So you're just going to start seeing different accounts putting out, on December 14th, the Kings will take on the Denver Nuggets at 7 p.m. You're like, cool, great. Just randomly people will sneak things out there. But as for the NBA tip-off, which is Tuesday, October 20th.
Oh, cry me a river. You can get through it.
Over 2 months, Kayla.
You've got football starting. You can have...
I know, but usually by October 20th,
so
the Raiders are 7 games under 500. Oh, well.
Bro, if you're going to start like that,
yes, I
when
am.
you've been pumping Mendoza up this whole entire offseason.
Mendoza's not going to play for the first 10 weeks because Kirk Cousins is going to play.
Have a little faith in your boy Kirk.
I will not do it again.
Just have a little faith in him.
I will not do it again.
Just watch the line every single drive. Just watch the offensive line.
Right?
Just watch Brock Bowers.
Just watch that.
Just watching Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty. That's all we do. Tuesday, October 20th is tip-off, opening night of the NBA season. Hey, spoiler alert, the Kings are not playing on October 20th. But that's okay, because the first game of the year is a 3 p.m. game, Celtics versus Pistons. Okay, Jason Tatum versus Cade Cunningham. All right. The primetime games after the Knicks banner ceremony, the New York Knicks will host LeBron James, Jaylen Brown, and the new Philadelphia 76ers. And then the evening game, 9:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Pacific. The Oklahoma City Thunder and San Antonio Spurs will renew their rivalry in San Antonio. So that is the opening slate of games on NBC and Peacock to open up the NBA season. But what about Christmas Day? We saw the leaked Kings
Christmas
jerseys.
Day, baby.
The Kings are playing on Christmas, right? We saw the leaked Kings
it
jerseys.
couldn't be anyone else, right?
It wasn't.
Never.
It has
and
to
those
be
things
real.
are always so correct.
It has to be real. Those jerseys that look like practice jerseys that you would make on Temu, they have to be real Christmas Day jerseys. Oh, they're not? Oh, the Kings aren't playing on Christmas? No. Oh, well.
Damn.
The Christmas Day slate is as follows. The San Antonio Spurs take on the New York Knicks, a rematch of the NBA Finals. That's the first game of the day. It's going to be like 10 a.m. or something like that. You've got the Miami Heat, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Heat going up to Boston or over to Boston to take on the Celtics. You've got the Philadelphia 76ers and LeBron James returning to La La Land to take on Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Walker Kessler, and the Lakers. You've got the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on Ant and LaMelo Ball in Minnesota. Christmas in Minnesota, I'm sure it's going to be nice and warm. And then you have the last game of the night, Denver Nuggets at the Golden State Warriors. No surprise, Christmas Day is built around stars. Christmas Day is built around Steph Curry. Christmas Day is built around LeBron James, like it has been for over a decade.
Mm-hmm. And until LeBron James and Steph Curry and some of these other guys retire or say farewell, that's going to continue to be the case. Like, as exciting as these rookies are and exciting as this rookie class is, that doesn't matter still because LeBron James is still in the league. He still draws people. He still gets big numbers. He's now in Philly, so that's an even bigger storyline. You know, where will they be at that point? I don't know what their record will be at December, 25th?
Yep.
But it will be interesting to see, and I'm sure if it's either good or bad, people are going to watch. As for Steph Curry, as kind of weird of a situation it is for Golden State right now, we don't know where they are going.
Yep.
Steph Curry.
Steph playing on Christmas Day is like it's natural. It has to happen.
Yeah.
That Warriors-Nuggets game, the fact that it's the closer, it's not like the primetime game because I think it's a 9:30 tip-off in Eastern time. So like I won't say most people on Christmas, but a lot of people are not going to be staying up necessarily on the East Coast to watch Nuggets versus Warriors. That Thunder versus Timberwolves is the Spurs versus Knicks to start the day, and Thunder versus Timberwolves, I guess, are like the most prime spots, I suppose. I guess 76ers Lakers being right in the middle
that's right in
is
the middle.
good too.
Here's my question. Do you think this is just like in terms of location?
Yep.
Like the Spurs going to the Knicks. Like I just feel in that situation sometimes it's like, okay, Wemby is still, I know the Knicks just won the championship, but Wemby is still like going to be he's still the face of the league at this point, or beginning to be the face of the league. But it still just seems like putting that in New York seems to be the bigger play. Just maybe.
Well, that and it's the rematch of the NBA Finals on the court of the team.
On the court of the team won. And then the other one is, though, the 76ers going to the Lakers.
It's because they want LeBron's return to LA.
Right. So there's always thought process behind all of that.
It's all strategic for storyline purposes. I'm trying to figure out the Miami-Boston angle. It feels like, hey, we want Giannis and the Heat to play on Christmas Day. We need an Eastern Conference opponent for them to play. I guess we'll do Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics.
Well, what about the whole they didn't get Giannis?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, though, that could end up being a thing down the road.
I guess that's a narrative.
You know?
I don't know. I don't expect that really to be a rivalry. Yeah, I guess that's part of the storyline is this is the team that Giannis didn't go to, or they didn't have.
Well, they kind of crapped their pants in that situation in terms of letting that one go.
Well, because they couldn't, I guess, I guess the Milwaukee Bucks didn't feel good about flipping Jaylen Brown or whatever. I don't know.
They'll talk about it, though, especially if Boston is struggling at that point.
That's the game that I think I'm least excited about is that game. And that's why it's in that 2:30 Eastern time, so it's a 11:30 tip here in Sacramento, or on the West Coast. By the way, the Warriors Nuggets is at 7:30 p.m. Pacific, not 6:30, so that's a very late game on the East Coast.
Yeah.
I think Thunder T-Wolves is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think T-Wolves in general are going to be a lot of fun. Anthony, you said you were a little underwhelmed by this slate of Christmas Day games when we were talking about it before the show started.
Yeah, I think that the Miami one is the one that I'm like, I don't really understand it. I think that who does Golden State play again?
The Nuggets. They host the
Denver. I get that Steph Curry needs to play on Christmas.
It's Steph versus Jokic. They want Steph versus Jokic.
Sure, it's just I remember when it was like, obviously this is the highest standard, but like 2017 was the Warriors Cavs one where they had the special jerseys, and it was like one of the most intense like competitive games I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't really know if I see one of those in there. I think that like the going against different conferences, I don't really like that much.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see like historical rivalries is kind of what I want to see. Something that's like really gonna, not just historicals and like if the Lakers played the Kings kind of thing, but like ones that are relevant right now that are gonna be competitive games based on what's going on in the NBA right here.
Who got snubbed that you would want in?
Yeah, who would you want?
Let me look really
because the Cavs don't have a Christmas Day game. The Pistons don't have a Christmas Day game. If we're talking about juggernauts in the Eastern Conference, by the way, no rookie
That's
no
what
top
I was looking
rookies
for.
showcased at all on
So-
Christmas Day.
That's the first thing
this
I
is
looked
very
for.
much the old guard Christmas Day, not the new blood.
It's the depends, like you're getting depends for Christmas.
I think-
pretty much.
I mean, the Thunder and Spurs are there, but it's
Yeah,
not like
but
we
they're
don't.
not any young,
No AJ, no Darren
crazy
Peterson.
big names.
I think Spurs Knicks is going to be great. Obviously, that's a rematch of the
Yeah,
finals.
you have to have that.
Yeah, I think Heat Celtics doesn't make a ton of sense to me, and 76ers Lakers, I get that it's about LeBron, but I think that Celtics 76ers would be a good game just
Celtics,
because we have no
76ers.
idea how that's going to go in that division and in that conference. They're going to be fighting for a spot in the playoffs, probably like home court advantage, right?
Maybe I'm just out on the Celtics. I don't think the Celtics are very interesting right now.
Really?
Just because of the losing.
No,
But
not
even if Jalen
that.
Brown was there, would you, and Jason Tatum coming back, would you care?
I think I'm just kind of bored of the Celtics. Like
Yeah.
I'm bored of the Nuggets. I'm really
Yeah.
bored of those teams. And it's like Nikola
I
Jokic
get what
is
you're
incredible
saying.
to watch. I just don't think the Nuggets are going to do anything. It's how I felt about the Portland Trailblazers towards the end of the Dame and CJ period.
Mm-hmm.
Really good players. Enjoy watching them. But I'm bored by the team because I just didn't believe they were going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Boston Celtics are the fourth best team in the East, and that's where they'll stay. I feel like the Denver Nuggets are like the fourth or fifth best team in the West, and that's where they'll stay. Like there's so many more. There's other teams that I'm more intrigued about that are being left out on Christmas Day.
Would you like to have seen at least a game of one of these head-to-heads of more of the rookie stars?
Well, so if that was the case, like what are we pitching here? We're pitching AJ DeBonsa versus Darren Peterson, the Washington Wizards versus the Utah Jazz. Yeah, I get that that's not the most enticing game on Christmas Day. So I don't necessarily blame the league for doing that. You could do, I mean, Cam Boozer plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. Boring.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I mean, I would say the same thing with the Kings. Like Darius Acuff Jr. and the
Yeah,
Sacramento Kings.
I'm not going to
boring.
put the Kings in that.
But it would have to be I think the only chance that we had of seeing a top rookie on Christmas Day was the Jazz and Darren Peterson. I think that was the only chance we had.
I almost even think, though, because the Bulls are not that good, but Caleb Wilson's so exciting, but the team's not that good. So I get it. I guess it would be only those two that at least you could plan ahead of and be like, this could probably be something.
No Rockets on Christmas Day, which is a little bit surprising.
Well, they're kind of a crap show right now. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think the
they're still
Nuggets
gonna
should
be
have
a
played
good team.
the Timberwolves.
I would have been more interested in Rockets Warriors than Nuggets Warriors, personally. Durant versus Curry. I mean, if you were going to go old guard, sell me on that. I know they want Nikola Jokic to play because Nikola Jokic is mesmerizing, but as unbelievably skilled as Nikola Jokic is, he's not the most exciting player to watch.
No.
He makes incredible plays, but he's not like, when I say exciting, like compare Nikola Jokic to Anthony Edwards. That's what I mean. Like Jokic is so incredibly good at what he does and he's so nonchalant about it. It's just like, he's unbelievable, but it's just, I don't know if I care. I mean, that's not true.
You want a little finesse.
I want flair.
And
Which is why I'm actually really excited about OKC in Minnesota. I think
I think that'll be.
I think that game will be a ton of fun.
Especially now with Melo there.
Yeah.
In that backcourt.
I think the T-Wolves are going to be. They're either going to be a train wreck or they're going to be a blast. But I think they're going to be.
Intrigued.
I think they're going to be a blast.
I never really thought that could be a thing with Ant and Melo, but Ant wanted Melo there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see how that works.
I think the Rockets can probably feel Christmas Day snubbed. I think I think the Cavs can probably feel Christmas Day snubbed. The Pistons certainly could feel Christmas Day snubbed. I am glad that the NBA didn't try and shove Cooper Flag down our throats like with Dallas on Christmas.
Well, yeah, because
didn't they do that last year? Didn't they have Cooper Flag play on Christmas Day last year?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
But I think that they assumed that there would be some health on the Mavericks at the beginning of the season,
right,
but there
Kyrie,
was nothing there.
Yeah, they hoped.
So the NBA Christmas Day games in 2025.
Yeah, I feel like the Mavs did play.
What were the NBA? Why is this so hard to find, Google? 2025 NBA Christmas Day games. Let's try that. Come on, Google. Help me out here. It was The Cavs at the Knicks, the Spurs at the Thunder, the Mavericks at the Warriors, the Rockets at the Lakers, the Timberwolves at the Nuggets. I mean, I guess that slate was fine.
Do you like this one better?
I'm more excited about some of the matchups this year for sure. Like I think LeBron's return to LA and with that 76ers team, I think there's plenty of storylines to carry that. So I think that's really interesting. I think the basketball in OKC versus Minnesota is going to be a lot of fun. I think the rematch of the NBA Finals is a no-brainer between the Spurs and the Knicks. Just 2 out of the 5 games I just don't care about. I don't care about the Heat Celtics. I don't care about Nuggets Warriors. I just don't. I'm still going to watch because Steph Curry's playing on Christmas, and I'm a Steph Curry fan.
Am I insane for liking the Timberwolves Nuggets like rivalry that they kind of have going on where they literally hate each other?
That's a good point.
Like,
Because
I
we
think
saw
that
this
should
in
work.
the playoff.
Yeah.
How much they despise each other. You're right.
I think just swap
You're
those
right.
two. I mean, like the Thunder obviously have to play on Christmas.
Yeah.
But
But if it was Thunder Warriors, that would be a bloodbath.
I just don't think the Warriors should be there. Like at all.
I don't either.
As long as
I don't
Steph is
either.
playing, he's going to play.
I know they
And
have
that's
to
the only
do that.
reason they're there.
But I just really don't think the Warriors should be there. I think like the Pistons make way more sense to me. But I don't know who they would play out of these people. I would just shift everything around and get rid of the Warriors and put the Pistons in and try and figure out what the matchups would be for me.
It's always funny too, like when you get these schedules and you're just assuming like everything's intact in terms of like health at that point, and all these guys are going to be playing that, because it makes it more believable with when you see these matchups. Okay, yeah, Steph will definitely be playing, or LeBron will definitely be playing, but you don't ever know once it gets to that point what the hell is going to be on the court. So,
Well, we know the Kings are not going to be playing on Christmas. So when are they going to be playing their first games? Well, October 21st, according to Sean Cunningham, the Kings will open up their season on the road in La La Land against the LA Clippers. Will there be a judgment by the end of that? Before that game is played, will there be a final punishment and judgment handed down for this Kawhi Leonard scandal? Who the hell knows? But the Kings will open up, at least reportedly, will open up their season against the Clippers in LA, which means that if we go to our NBA schedule drop guessing game, Anthony is half right. He chose the Clippers.
I'm half right too, because then I said in LA.
Nope.
That's
think
like
I
a
should get
quarter
a half
right.
point.
That's a
Nope.
quarter right.
Nope.
I believe
They
so.
play in different buildings. You do not get that
They
point.
used to play in the same one.
Yeah, used to.
Maybe a 10th right.
No. You get nothing. You get nothing.
I get a little bit.
You lose. So Anthony is half right with the LA Clippers
got
as
close, Anthony.
as the opener. The Kings' home opener will be 3 nights later. And by the way, I should check, bringing up the calendar now to see what dates these are in terms of like days of the week. So the 21st is a Wednesday. The Kings' home opener will be a Saturday night against the Golden State Warriors on October 24th.
I was a little surprised with that they open up at home with Golden State. I don't know.
They did that.
Usually I feel like that's...
They did that the season after the Beam Team.
Oh, did they?
Yep, after their matchup in the playoffs.
I just know last year it was really at the end of the year.
Yeah, last year they
backed
backloaded,
them,
but that's
yeah.
because the year before that the Kings played the Warriors like 3 times in the first like 20 games.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're
Did we take a
compensating.
guess on that one?
Um,
On the home opener? We didn't.
no, it was just season
I think we
opener.
just knew based on if we said home or away. So if you guessed home, then I was wrong because I guessed that the Clippers would be here the first game of the season.
Right.
Yeah. We didn't do home opener necessarily.
Okay.
But those are the first 2 games according to Sean Cunningham. Kings Warriors at home, but before that Kings Clippers in Los Angeles. So a couple of divisional opponents, not that it matters, the Pacific Division. Divisions mean nothing in the NBA. But a couple of divisional opponents right out the gate. Will Kawhi Leonard be playing for the Clipper? Who the hell
Who
knows?
knows?
Who the hell knows where Kawhi Leonard
Yeah.
is going to be? Although people are expecting he's going to be a Toronto Raptor. And
But would he technically get punished for any of this and have to sit out?
Kawhi, I would say there's almost a 0% chance that Kawhi Leonard is playing in that game against the Kings on opening night, because if the trade falls through, it's
Yeah.
because there's a punishment. And if there's a punishment, that means Kawhi's not playing.
Yeah.
So I would say Kawhi's very, very likely to not play in that game, whether he's on the Clippers or not, of course. But Steph Curry, Draymond Green, the Golden State Warriors, Jimmy Butler in Sacramento to take on the Kings for the home opener. Hey, we get very early on. Wow, think about this. If those indeed are the first 2 games of the season, you get Darius Acuff Jr. versus Darius Garland, then Darius Acuff Jr. versus Steph Curry to start the year.
Hey, I like that.
Hey,
not easy.
Welcome to the NBA, kid.
Sometimes it's, what is it called? Trial by fire.
Trial by
or
fire,
whatever.
yes, very much so. I can promise you with confidence, Darius Acuff Jr. will not be guarding Steph Curry very much.
No.
I can tell you that is going to be Keegan Murray's responsibility. Good luck, Keegan. Get your cardio in.
Get ready, Keegs.
Get your cardio in during training camp, my guy. We'll take the break. When we come back in Santa Clara, the Tennessee Titans and the San Francisco 49ers are meeting for a joint practice today. What do you want to hear and see from camp? Well, our own Chris Watkins is down there. He'll join us later in the show to share with us what he saw and what he noticed. But we'll get Kayla's thoughts on what to look for and what is the best thing to come out of these joint practices for both teams next. Matt and Kayla just getting started on a Tuesday. Sactown Sports.
Football is back.
This is Sactown, baby!
And Sactown Sports 1140 is your home for primetime NFL games this season.
This is Kevin Harlan of Westwood One. Catch all the NFL primetime action.
Catch Monday, Thursday, and Sunday night football, international games, the NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl right here on Sactown Sports all season long. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Need a reason to hit the range this week? Well, Hagen Oaks has too. Monday nights are happy hour all night long with special pricing on hot dogs and ice cold beer while you hit balls under the lights. Then Thursday, join the new Top Tracer competition nights. Play Pebble Beach, compete in closest to the pin, long drive, and more with fun interactive games for every skill level. Grab your friends and make Hagen Oaks your weeknight destination. Visit HagenOaks.com for more details. Hagen Oaks Driving Range. More games, more laughs, more reasons to play.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see, the new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
With Niners-Titans joint practice going on in Santa Clara today at the Niners practice facility, everybody keep an eye out on the Titans looking at that power station. Oh, you've got to believe.
Oh, don't.
You've got to believe.
Do you know how many people have already tweeted at me, because I have a huge Titans following still? They're like, keep the guys away from there. I'm like, sorry, guys. Like, they're practicing there. I don't know what to tell you.
As soon as the Titans took the field and saw the power supply station right next to the practice facility, which is even more visible now because they cut the freaking trees down.
Look at that. That's one of the reporters.
It looks so bad.
And it's just a sheer shot of and they tower over the field.
Yep.
Tower.
It's non-avoidable. And they, of course, put the Titans right next to it.
Of course. They're like, here, you guys get on that side.
Listen, this is not a joke. This is not at all funny, and I hope this does not happen. Can you imagine? I know it wouldn't make any sense because it wouldn't impact you that quickly.
Yeah.
But imagine, knock on all the wood, if any Titans player tears an ACL or has a non-contact injury today.
I'm not even going to speak that into existence.
Right. I'm just saying, that would be optically so terrible for the league. And I pray to God it doesn't happen. Hopefully everybody's safe, everybody's happy, and these joint practices are what they're supposed to be. But speaking of injuries, we're getting some updates. Good news first. Mike Evans is playing. Mike Evans is participating in joint practice. That's good. Now the bad news so far. Nick Bosa not participating. He's still out with soreness. We kind of expected that. This one I did not expect. Christian McCaffrey not available for joint practice today for the Niners. I don't think that's the end of the world, but it's like, darn it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like, okay, did something happen and we're kind of just playing it safe with Christian McCaffrey? Because remember, he started camp he was out there and he was participating fully and he looked really good and he looked healthy. And again, I don't want to make it anything bigger than what it is because it doesn't seem to be big, and maybe they were just precautionary because they know who Christian is and what he means to this team, that they want to make sure he is available healthily to start the season.
Yeah.
But I am kind of bummed. I wanted to see him out there. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. It's funny, though, because he's one of those guys that's not wearing in Santa Clara, because the Niners are red, they have the quarterbacks wear black.
Yeah.
That's typically
what I realized when I went down there.
The black is what the quarterbacks wear to symbolize do not touchy, no touchy. Mm-hmm. But every other position is fair game.
Oh, yeah.
And again, it's a controlled environment, so Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh, who obviously have a good relationship, probably coming together going, hey, tell your cornerbacks and your safeties to not take Mike Evans out, and we'll do the same thing. We're going to make sure that we don't have anybody trying to kill anybody on your team or hurt anybody. We're certainly not going to touch Cam Ward or anything like that. It's a controlled environment, which is why coaches love these joint practices so much. That being said, if I'm doing a play, hey, let's try running Christian McCaffrey up the A gap. Mm-hmm. When there's a 300-pounder in his way and he falls on Christian McCaffrey's leg, what happens? I mean, those are things you can't control in those environments, and you can make the argument that does Christian McCaffrey really need to participate in something like this? It'd be good for reps, but it's not a necessity.
Christian McCaffrey is who he is at this point. We all know who he is, so I understand not necessarily putting someone out there like that if you just don't have to. And it seems like Stribling is going to go, which is going to be really good because it's going to be his first real reps with a different defense.
So Stribling is for sure
I believe so. I mean, I haven't seen anything of him not going.
I was going to say,
today.
we'd be told if he wasn't playing.
Because I think everybody who they've listed is kind of out. It's been obvious that they're not going to be participating. But with saying that, in that controlled environment, which usually that is why coaches pick certain coaches and certain teams to do these joints with, because there is a level of, hey, they've talked to their guys. They know they're not going to do anything crazy. But that is not to say that it doesn't get heated out there. I can guarantee you, or I pretty much can say, I feel like there's going to be some sort of a scuffle at some point.
Oh, for sure.
You know, in with the lines and some of that is going to pour out there, because this is the first time these teams are going up against somebody else besides theirselves.
Right. Yeah, there's going to be some trash talk. I'm watching a video right now of Robert Saleh going through team stretches and just going player to player and high-fiving them. Dude's fired up. You can tell. Robert Saleh's fired up.
Great.
So I know he's ready for, of course, he and Shanahan are very, very close. That
now,
doesn't
is
mean
Shanahan out there today?
I would assume so. Because I haven't seen videos, but why wouldn't he be?
I know he was going to be in the preseason game, but I'm wondering if he's still, not fully doing duties yet.
Oh, I'm sure he's going to be out there. He's not going to be.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be out there. Just don't know if he's taking on the full duties yet. In terms of coaching.
Over under the amount of driving jokes that Robert Saleh made to Kyle Shanahan.
Well,
today.
It depends on how their relationship is.
Oh, I'm sure.
If he's like, okay, you've heard enough of this already.
I remember when Robert Saleh first left the Niners to be the head coach of the New York Jets. And the Niners season opener that year at Santa Clara was against New York. Mm-hmm. And I remember I went to the game to cover the game for ABC 10 with Kevin John. And we went out and we are from the seats, essentially from the concourse, doing pre-game stand-up hits, pre-recording stand-up hits. They're not all live, people. It's called a look live, behind the curtain. It's made to look live, but it's not always live. And we are sitting in the seats in the lower bowl, editing and working, and all of a sudden, someone comes sprinting past us on the stairs, and I look over, and it's Robert Saleh. That man ran the entire stairs.
The stadium stairs?
I don't know if he did the entire stadium, but he certainly did a lot of it. He runs the stairs before every game. I'm like, this dude's a machine.
He's different. When he first came to Tennessee, one of the first things he announced to the media was he removed all seed oils from the facility. So anything that had avocado oil or anything with seeds, he removed it completely. He's like, it's because supposedly it's not very good for you. So he went in there and told the kitchen staff, we're not cooking with any of that.
Already photos of Robert Saleh and Fred Warner chopping it up.
Oh, yeah. You know that part of this stuff is just being able to get to reunite with people. And I get that because it is fun to, when you cover one team and you go to another team, or you coach for one team and you get to coach for another team, it is so special to go back and see some of your people.
So, Kayla, obviously you're not out there. Chris Watkins is going to share with us what he's able to see.
Right. Wherever they're able to be.
Peek behind the curtain here to cover a Niners training camp. So when you show up, the first about 6 periods, which are individual work, are free to record. So media can stand on the sidelines and record everything, and that's where we get our B-roll. Oh, Brock Purdy's throwing passes over here to Debo. Great. And George Kittle's catching passes over here. Great. And you shoot that. That's where you compile all your footage. Then practice really begins. In this case, a joint practice means they will go to one side of the field, and they will have 11 on 11, essentially. Or sometimes 7 on 7, or whatever they're doing. But most of the time, it's 11 on 11. And media is allowed to be out there, and you'll see a media standing on the sidelines, typically right behind all the players, and they'll have the notepads out, and you'll have a lot of people jotting down notes. Like our friend Nick Wagner from ESPN is going to be out there jotting down notes of things, like takeaways that he has.
Sometimes
like you're watching
you can
a preseason
tweet
game.
live too.
Oh yeah, no, tweeting live is fine. You just
During
can't.
camp.
There's no video at that point.
Right.
So Chris is going to be out there watching everything. And his biggest takeaways he will have for us when we speak to him around 1 o'clock once everything wraps up down there. But for you, Kayla, what are you hoping to – you're not going to see it from the videos. What are you hoping to hear about? And this is not just from the Niners' perspective. This is from the Titans' perspective. But what are teams trying to get out of this first joint practice together?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you start with the quarterback. And I know that Purdy is a more seasoned – quarterback than the Titans' Cameron Ward is, but it doesn't matter. It's still great work for Brock Purdy to go up against a different defense. The whole situation with the Titans is, Robert Saleh has built this defense, and it's still early on, but it is from the front to the back. And so that front is what the Titans are hopefully priding themselves on, obviously along with the linebacker play,
right?
Because Saul is known for that. But that is what is going to be interesting. How much are they going to show today in terms of that rush and getting to the quarterback? And something Saleh has brought into play, and you probably saw it with the Niners when he was here, is he likes to rotate. He doesn't like to keep guys in for too long.
Right.
So they're going to probably see a lot of that rotating, which again, for Brock Purdy and that offensive line, this is something completely new.
Yeah.
Because this is the first time they're going to see that. So how will the timing be for Brock? What does the protection look like?
Yep.
It's going to be, I always say everything up front is interesting to start with. And then I love to always see the wide receiver DB matchups. I think that's really important in terms of where your wide receivers are at this point, early on still.
Yeah.
But Stribling, I'm keeping an eye on Stribling. The Titans have 2 new cornerbacks in Alontae Taylor and Cordero Flott. And so how do those veteran cornerbacks go against this physical Stribling? Both of them are going to play physical. How is Stribling going to show up since this is his first real training camp?
All indicators point to Brock Purdy's had a phenomenal training camp.
That's what we've heard,
Okay, go and carve this Titans defense apart. Hit Mike Evans for a touchdown. Find Stribling.
Yep.
Whatever it is. Carve this defense apart. That's something that you're looking for from Brock Purdy. And then I'm really curious, pass rush is weird because you can't touch the quarterback necessarily. You can typically a sack, they'll call a sack if you get close enough, if the pocket collapses or if you put your hand on the quarterback very gently. It's almost like a touch football essentially. But do we hear about any remote pressure on Cam Ward?
It's a great
especially
point.
with Nick Bosa not playing. Do we hear Cam Ward had all the time in the world in the pocket, or was he at least rushed? That's what I want to know.
Well, and Cam is still very young, and he is also trying to have a breakout year. So you're exactly right. What does that look like? I'm very curious on the pass rush, if there is any at all for the Niners.
We'll take the break. Looking forward to hearing from Chris Watkins and seeing all the content that he gathers out there at Niners Titans joint practice, which is happening right now. Individual work is going on right now. The practice will soon begin, and we'll start hearing notes and seeing things from the actual Titans versus Niners joint practice, which will begin here very, very shortly. But when we come back, we know Sac State is headed to the MAC, and they've got their eyes on some big fish, some whales of college football that they are adding to their schedule, including a big, massive program that likes to wear green and gold. We'll talk to you about that when we come back. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
This is Sactown, baby!
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Facebook at Facebook.com/Sactown Sports to keep tabs on the Kings, 49ers, UC Davis, and the entire Sactown Sports lineup all season long. Facebook.com/Sactown Sports. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is, what makes us different from other law firms? At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to the end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether it must go into litigation, or whether it has to go all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used a trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Out here, you know the drill. Animals are hungry, dogs are getting muddy, and you just noticed you're low on feed. Stocking up at Tractor Supply is easy on your wallet with our unbeatable prices on select shavings, retriever dog food, and Producer's Pride animal and poultry feed. From backyards to barnyards, we've got everything to keep your pets, animals, and livestock well fed and comfortable with low prices all summer. At Tractor Supply.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Sky River Casino and Joel Gott Wines. More info at CITPFest.com.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
To answer your question from last segment, Kayla, from Vic Tafer, Kyle Shanahan is indeed out there at practice, and his cast is off.
Let's go.
So he's ready to go. He's ready to hit.
All right, Kyle. I know that feeling when you get that cast off.
Take it like a long shower and just stick your arm under boiling water to get that stank off.
Ickiness.
Ugh, that post-cast stank.
Yeah.
Blech.
His wasn't on for that long, though. But, Matt, I think we discussed this. Well, no, we discussed how small your wrist gets. His wasn't on that long.
Oh, yeah, the atrophy
for that to happen to it. But I believe you said yours got really small. Mine was like, I didn't even have a wrist.
Yeah, I had a cast on when I broke my arm. I had a cast on for, I think, like 6 weeks or something like that. I don't know how long it was. I don't remember. But stanky. That's gross. Getting that sucker off? No, thank you. Sac State football. Very excited about their jump to the MAC this year. Shout out to our own Jason Ross, the voice of Hornets football. Be able to hear him calling MAC games this season, which is going to be really exciting. We're only a few weeks away. A few weeks away from Sac State beginning their MAC journey. But they already got their eyes on years from now, Kayla. Years from now. Because, let me tell you, Alonzo Carter and the Hornets are ready to go hunting for some big fish, whale watching. They are embracing the challenge of being in the FBS, and they are not afraid to put some big dogs on their preseason schedules. So next season, the preseason in the 2027 season, they will take on the Cal Bears, They will also take on North Dakota State in 2027. But that's not the big news.
Oh, I know
what the big news is that in 2028, Sac State will travel up to Oregon to take on the Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, listen.
Quack, quack.
Yeah, quack, quack indeed. Now, listen, this is no disrespect at all intended for Alonzo Carter. No disrespect at all intended for the Sac State Hornets. That is a game that on paper the Hornets are supposed to get rolled.
Mm-hmm.
That being
payday.
said, it's a payday for the program for sure. That being said, if you go up to Oregon, I'm not even going to talk about beating them because we've seen Sac State. Sac State went to Stanford to beat Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Oregon. Sac State went up to Washington years ago and beat the Huskies. It's not Oregon. Good programs.
Yeah.
Impressive wins. Sac State destroyed Colorado State one year in the preseason. I think it was like 42-0.
And that was, by the way, when they were FCS and they were playing at FBS school. Now they're an FBS school.
Right.
Yeah.
And in theory, going up to the FBS, being in the MAC should impact recruiting positively, things of that nature. So I'm not by any means going to talk about if Sac State beats Oregon. I'm not, who cares?
Yeah.
Like genuinely, who cares? But if you go up to Oregon and you take on the Ducks and you're competitive, you're supposed to lose the game. That's not what the game is about. It's being competitive, showing that you belong.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Sac State is willing to take on these challenges. By the way, in 2029, they're scheduled to take on Oregon State. And according to Alonzo Carter, they're also Sac State is efforting to add Nevada, UNR, and San Jose State to their upcoming season schedules as well.
Yeah.
You're taking a jump to FBS. You're already putting your neck out there. Try and slay Goliath. I like it. I like your trial by fire. Let's prove that we belong. We're not supposed to win these games. We're quote unquote not supposed to be here. That's what Alonzo Carter's been all about since this jump to the MAC. We're not supposed to be here, but we're ready to prove that we belong.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. I like the confidence and the legitimacy of Sac State to put themselves in front of the firing squad with some of these big West Coast programs.
Well, you got to do it. You are now an FBS school who's trying to put yourself out there. You're actually also trying to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And this is still happening where these smaller programs are not FCS anymore. So it's not as big of a payday to go and play some of these schools.
It's still substantial.
But it's still you're supposed to win these games if you're Oregon.
Of course.
If you're, even Oregon State technically.
Yeah.
Being in the Pac-12 now, it's rejuvenated. But it's not something that these guys go in as players and think we're going to lose. That's the one thing I know for sure. These players are so confident that they're going to be ready to go up to Eugene, Oregon, where it's a very difficult stadium to play in. It's very loud there.
Yep.
And they're like, we don't give a damn. And that is when sometimes you see the beautiful part that is college football, where we've seen the App States upset Michigan. We've seen those
any given
big,
Saturday, right?
Right, those big upsets where you never thought it was possible. But yes, when it's all said and done, it's just good for them to schedule these bigger programs down the line. They earn some money, and it really just gets the program on the map, especially now that they're playing the big boys. They're playing bigger boys now.
Looking at the Oregon football schedule for this year, right? Week 3, Friday, September 18th, they host Portland State.
Right.
That's
FCS.
one of those. That is a tune-up. We should beat the living crap out of them game. And it's cool for Portland State because they get to go to Oregon and play under the lights there, go to one of those environments and get better.
Mm-hmm.
You get better. You just don't want to get embarrassed, but you want to get better. And that's what and Portland State is going to make a good chunk of change from doing that.
For sure.
Alabama opens up their season against East Carolina.
Exactly.
That's a beat down tune-up game at 9:00. That game will be on ABC, believe it or not, Saturday, September 5th. These games are very, very common. They are intended to be showcase games for the major programs. They are intended to, we're arriving, look what we can do, look who we are, look at the numbers we put up. It's a tune-up game to get our confidence up before our conference schedules begin.
Yeah.
But for the team on the other side of it, in the case of Sac State here, and I don't expect Sac State to lose or to win, of course, but I don't necessarily, and it's hard to project because we're talking years from now, I don't expect Sac State to get embarrassed. Like, and that should be, I think, the approach that they have into all these major games is we're going in there to compete. We're going to fight. If we lose, we're supposed to.
Yeah.
If we win, everybody will be talking about it. We got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
really,
well, they'll get this year to kind of, get themselves together as a program in the MAC. It's still going to be a difficult year, probably. A lot of adjustment. I've seen this happen a lot of time with FCS going to FBS. It's an adjustment.
Yep.
And you can't just like sprinkle a little fairy dust on and say, oh, it's going to happen overnight. But they'll get there. And Sac State, I respect what they're doing. They're going to put in what they can put in to eventually get to where they need to get to. You got to start somewhere.
By the way, Sac State is like one of their big games that they have this year is week 3, Saturday, September 12th at Fresno State.
Right.
So they're taking on the Bulldogs.
Which is now a Pac-12 school as well.
But they are opening up with a MAC game at Eastern Michigan on Saturday, August 29th, y'all. 18 days.
That's crazy. Right around the corner.
18 days till the Hornets play their first game. It's nearly here. We'll take the break. When we come back, let's head out to Las Vegas Raiders training camp. Brandy Flores, who covers the Raiders for Las Vegas Sports Network. She joins us for the first time on this show. Looking forward to hearing her perspective on what's happening with the Silver and Black and what she saw from that Kirk Cousins, Max Crosby incident that went down. Looking forward to hearing that from Brandy when we return. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Life can get hectic. That's why Progressive provides claim support 24/7, 365 days a year, all the time. But not like in a desperate way. We're not just waiting online for you to talk to us or waiting by the phone. I mean, we are waiting by the phone, but not like staring at it. Well, now I am. I'm staring at it. The point is, Progressive claim support is here for you 24/7 in a totally chill, normal way. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill. But those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in. Cool as can be. Tap GoodRx. Saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fightthebite.net.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, get early access to our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hovlet, a Hovlet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Make This the Summer sales event?
Right now, you can save up to $9,500 off MSRP on one of the most capable Jeeps on the road. The new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Willys. It's hard not to make good memories with this Jeep and all you can explore.
Those Willys are pretty cool, but what about something to move the family around with back to school season here?
We got you covered there too. Right now, you can lease a new 2026 Jeep Grand Wagoneer for 36 months for only $759 per month, with only $54.95 due at signing. If you need something to help get the family moving, this is the Jeep to do it in style and luxury.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HovletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hovlet, period. $9,500 total net savings on new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Willys after dealer discount factory incentives. Incentives may include $1,000 Hovlet trade-in assistance for eligible trade, $500 military first responder bonus cash for eligible members. Offer subject to residency verification. Do with this net savings. VIN number 296919, 296918. Grand Wagoneer lease on approved credit. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. Sample VIN 183978. MSRP 66,790. Excludes tax, title, and license fee. See dealer for details.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Our very own Chris Watkins is down in Santa Clara for San Francisco 49ers, Tennessee Titans joint practice. This is going on right now. Chris will join us at 1 o'clock to share with us what he noticed from the sidelines at the practice facility. But in sunny, smoldering, is that a word? I don't know. Hot Las Vegas. You got the Raiders, the silver and black, continuing their training camp. And joining us for the first time, very excited to speak with Brandy Flores, who covers the Raiders as well as all things Las Vegas sports and boxing on DAZN, by the way. But she's with the Las Vegas Sports Network, and she joins us now on Matt and Kayla. Brandy, good to talk to you. How's the heat in Las Vegas?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Actually, smoldering, it is hot. It is extremely hot. I grew up in the desert of Southern California, so I thought I'd be used to it. It's been pretty unbearable, which is why they start practice so early in the morning, and we're done by, I want to say, 9:30, 11. Still just as hot, but, we're powering through. And I say this to me, but I can't imagine, the players who are actually out in the field practicing.
I know some people have reactions to heat. It gets them angry. It pisses them off when they get hot. They get all hot and bothered, as the statement is. Well, we've got some heat out of Raiders training camp not too long ago with the altercation that took place. Some want to call it a fight between Max Crosby and Kirk Cousins. Now, Brandy, a little background about me. I come from a background of being a Raiders fan when they were here or at least in Northern California, in the Bay, in Oakland. I don't know. I was fired up by it. I love the idea of Max Crosby being on the warpath, and I love the idea of Kirk Cousins not folding and fighting back. Good energy at training camp. I was happy to hear about it. But what can you tell us about that incident?
Well, I think a lot of fans echo kind of that same sentiment, right? And I think it was good for Kirk, who's coming in, named QB1. They're going to start with him, as head coach Clint Kubiak had said. I think he definitely earned the respect of some of his teammates when he did that, standing up to a guy like Max Crosby. So let me lay it out for you, because I was at that practice that day. So apparently Max Crosby, I didn't see the first time he had hit his arm, but Max Crosby that day went to go get Kirk, and Max, he kind of toes that line of being too aggressive, because he's also a guy who has not been able to play at full strength in a while because of his injuries. And so he's just excited every single day to get on the practice field. He's always the very first guy out on the field at all times. And so he went a little bit over maybe than he should have, hit Kirk Cousins in the arm. Kirk was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And Max like, "Hey, my bad." Then I saw Max do it again very shortly after. I don't think it was intentional. Like I said, I think Max was just on go, as he is at all times, in every single play, every single drill. And I see him hit him. I see Kirk kind of walking away, holding his arm, being screaming like, he hit my arm. And I think he just had enough of it and then just went immediately towards Max and was like, hey, and grabbed him by the jersey. You can't. I didn't hear the exact words, but from what I got, he was basically telling him, like, you can't do that, grabbing him by the jersey. Max Crosby is not going to take that. He's not going to take that at all. I didn't see any other form of altercation. Max definitely, they got in each other's faces. It was broken up very, very quickly. So I wouldn't say fight. I would say scuffle is a more appropriate term. But then even afterwards, Kubiak, we spoke with him that day, and he said, they're two leaders and they're pushing each other, and whether it had to do with the heat or not, something like that was going to happen. But that is just the competitive nature of these players, as we've seen a lot of aggression towards one another because they're going up against each other. And I think they're getting sick and tired of going up against each other. They want to go up against somebody else, which is great timing because they're going to play their first preseason game this week. But even the players afterwards, they're like, yeah, no, it's fine. They're fine. Like, they're good. So it's really like a non-issue. It's just like I think, like I said, Kirk Cousins earning a little bit of respect from his teammates. And as a fan, I mean, you got to love it. Like you said, that's true. That's what you want to see in a football game.
For sure. Brandy Flores, kind enough to join us. She covers the Raiders for Las Vegas Sports Network. Brandy, you spoke about that game coming up on Thursday, and what is the latest, I guess, that you can tell us with Fernando Mendoza? How has he been progressing with this new offense, and is he expected to play at all?
Well, we are going to hear from the head coach today at 1 o'clock, so coming up shortly. We don't have really any idea of how much playing time he's going to get, so we'll hear about that very shortly in a couple hours or so. But I will say at the start of camp, Aiden O'Connell was the second stringer going out there with the twos, Kirk Cousins the ones, and Fernando Mendoza within the past week has now been working with the twos. And then, of course, after that scuffle between Max and Kirk, the head coach sat both of them out, and then Fernando Mendoza got all the work with the ones, and he looked really good. I think that every single day you see him progress a little bit more. You hear that from his teammates, from his coaching staff, and he's really, really locked in on trying to get better, but without the pressure of, okay, you need to be the one to start. Not saying that he feels like, oh, I don't need to start, I'm good. No, he wants to get better. He has that competitiveness in him, and he wants to be the guy, but I think the way that the Raiders are kind of taking him along, it's in a way where there is not that pressure, but the pressure is more on himself because he wants to get better, and we've seen that the way he was when he went from Cal to Indiana. And so now we're going to see that in the NFL, hopefully today. We are, like I said, we are unsure. I would like to think that we'll see a lot of Fernando Mendoza during the preseason, and I think that will determine on how or when they'll decide to let him either take over the reins over Kirk or how that looks in the regular season. But definitely Kirk will get that opportunity, and it's kind of his job to lose to the rookie quarterback at this point.
Brandy, going back to Max Crosby, it's a shame that the Baltimore Ravens didn't end up on the Raiders' schedule for obvious reasons, the revenge narrative with Max Crosby. That means he just has to take out his frustrations from the offseason on the rest of the league. So I pity the Dolphins in week one, whoever's lining up with him. But do you see, from what you're able to see, I know he's been limited with coming back from his injury and working his way back to full Max Crosby strength, but have you seen a different side or an extra side of Max Crosby, a different level of focus, a different level of drive, the true chip on your shoulder that everyone expects him to have because of the botched Baltimore Ravens trade?
Yes, I will definitely say more of a chip on his shoulder for sure. I will say, though, Max has been full strength at every practice. He's been, like I mentioned, on 10, on go with even every single drill, not only pushing himself, but the rest of his teammates as well. That's just how Max Crosby is. That aspect has not changed, I think, from last year, to this year, injury or not. He's always going to be that guy. That's just how he's wired, and it's a testament to how hard he works. However, when I actually asked him during a press conference, hey, and I was referring to his injury, coming back from injury, what is it going to be like for you, or how are you going to look into this? Have you thought about, how you're going to operate, and how much more excited he's going to be knowing that he did come off an injury and he could be full go at the start of the season? And he started answering the question, not talking about the injury, but talking about what happened with the Ravens and what everybody was saying about him. And so that definitely has lingered. And he basically said that it has given him an extra motivation, as if he needed any more, because he's Max Crosby. he has even more of that to prove other people wrong. And like you said, I do feel sorry for everyone else in the league that's going to have to face him, because he is going to give it everything he has plus more, which is already he goes 110% every day. He's going to now go like 150, maybe 200%, because he does want to prove people wrong, and he wants that, but not in a way where it's like, oh, I have to do this for myself. It's like, no, I need to remind you all who I am. And I think this is a great opportunity for the Raiders, if you're a Raiders fan, of course, because he's a fan favorite. Obviously, he loves the organization and his fan base. And I think that, everything happens for a reason. He said that a lot as well. But no, that chip on his shoulder is definitely there. And I think it's going to be even more exciting to watch Max Crosby.
Brandy, I always like to joke because I did a show back when I covered the Titans in Nashville with an offensive lineman. And he was always like, he preached O-line all the time. He's like, it's not the sexiest position, but we got to talk about it. And speaking of the offensive line, it's something that, we are looking forward to seeing what happens with it in the improvement this year for the Raiders. What have you seen so far? I know it's early on still in camp, that shows some sign of progression there.
Well, first of all, getting center Tyler Linderbaum from the Ravens was, I think, the biggest get during the free agency, right? Everybody wanted him. The way he's been able to lead that line, on top of bringing in Rick Dennison, Rico in as well, they're really focused on the meticulous details and not just protecting the quarterback, but improving the run game, right? Let's not forget, Ashton Genty's in the backfield, and he had a rough intro to the league because he could barely get out of the backfield, if we're being honest, because the offensive line was not great. And so I think we're going to see, from what we've seen at practice, I should say so far, like you said, very small sample size, and they're going up against their own guys. They just look a lot more organized, and they are very nitpicky with every single little detail on the line, which I think is what you need. And they're also utilizing a lot of their other offensive players to put a block up, to make sure that Ashton Genty or the rookie running back, Mike Washington Jr., who we've seen make big progressions as well during camp, can get yardage. And it's been really fun to see, because I think that obviously whoever plays quarterback, we want them to do well for the Raiders, whether that's Fernando Mendoza or Kirk Cousins. But Ashton Genty is going to be the key, I think, to help them succeed. And then, of course, Brock Bowers. Like there's so many weapons on this offense, but it's just little things out of place. But the offensive line is coming along well. They also have Colton Miller back, who's coming back from injury, and he's been a massive improvement as well. Him and Tyler have been kind of the steady guys on that line. Everybody else is battling for a spot, and I think that that's a good thing, right? Because you want everyone to push one another. And the players, when we talk to them about the competition within their own position or position group, they're like, no, like this is actually, they welcome it and they enjoy it, and they don't feel like, oh, I have to beat this guy because I want to beat him. No, I want to be better than him for the team. It's a very much team mentality. Every time we talk to these guys and we ask them about what kind of culture Clint Kubiak is establishing here, they always say there's no I in team. It's team. It's about us getting better, us. And it almost sounds like a brainwash, because they all say the exact same line. But that's if you're head coach and you're hearing your players talk, every single player, like I'm not even kidding, say that in a press conference or any media opportunity, it's about us, the team. That means that something is starting to get solidified here, and things are definitely all, as my boss Q Meyer says on Raider Nation Radio, swimming in the right direction. Yes. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Brandy Flores joining us, covers the Raiders for Las Vegas Sports Network. Brandy, you brought up the weapons on the offensive end, but Raider Nation is still waiting to see what weapons they have at the wide receiver position. Whether it's Kirk Cousins or Aiden O'Connell or Fernando Mendoza, other than Brock Bowers, they got to throw the football to somebody. What have you seen from that receiving core in terms of, obviously this is impossible to predict, but every year there are those breakout candidates of those receivers that people didn't really know of or talk about at the start of the season that by week 10 everybody's talking about, or everybody is like, oh, where did this kid come from? Where did this young man come from? Is there the potential in the wide receiver room in Las Vegas for a name or two to emerge and show that position is stronger than they're projected to be in Vegas?
Well, I think that kind of starts with the guys that are not rookies, I should say, because I'll talk about Malik Benson, the rookie, in a second, who's been turning heads. But second-year guy in Jack Besh, second-round pick from they need him to step up. They need him to get better. He's shown flashes, but like I said, it's early in camp. I think that if he does have a real opportunity to shine this year, but the thing is, he has to get open. He has to stand out. He has had flashes of that we've seen in camp, but not enough to be like, wow, this guy has the potential to be elite right now. Like we say, it's very, very early. Also, the Raiders bringing in Jalen Naylor, who played with Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. Jalen kind of playing behind Justin Jefferson. This is his opportunity to really make a name for himself on a new team and be that guy. Of course, no one's going to take anything away from Brock Bowers. That man he's an elite receiver. He's uncoverable, but by anybody in the league, not just the Raiders DBs, right? But I think Jalen has an opportunity to really stand out as well. It is still early. He has familiarity with Kirk Cousins, but again, we haven't seen a whole lot in camp, and that's not a good thing, and it's not a bad thing either. I think, like a lot of these coaches tell us, we have to wait to see once they actually play in their first preseason game, in their first regular season game. What are they getting separation? Then that's the biggest thing: getting separation, getting open, being available to the quarterback. And so I think that there are a few guys that can and should take a step up. However, Malik Benson, the rookie, he has been one of those guys at camp where we've seen him really stand out and take that extra jump. Right now, he's sitting on the unofficial depth chart. Let me say he's sitting right behind Jack Besh, and I mentioned Jack Besh is a guy who needs to take a step up. If Jack Besh doesn't, Malik Benson's right there. And so if you're the Raiders, we're going to try to give this rookie more reps, especially during the regular season, if he can get open and also be available to not just be a receiver, but then in special teams as well. I'm not saying it's the end of Jack Besh, but I think, like I mentioned, that competitiveness, then they can push one another. Malik trying to make a name for himself as a rookie, but then Jack Besh trying to be like, hey, I'm still here. Throw me the rock, that type of thing. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see this wide receiver room, but also we can't forget Brock Bowers. He's a tight end, but he's their number one receiver. And I think once we see the run game, I keep going back to that, once we see the run game become more established and more consistent, that's going to open up a lot of things for this offense. And it's going to be really exciting to see how it all looks.
Brandy, one more from me. I'm just interested if you could give any updates. I just think it was a steal in the draft, and I know he was injured. There were some concerns with Jermod McCoy out of Tennessee. But what's the latest? Because I've been reading that he feels healthy. Is he going to play at all in the preseason game? What are they looking forward to with this young man?
Well, like you mentioned, he was but without the injury, he was a projected first-round pick, right? Mm-hmm. And we actually just spoke with him yesterday, and he talked about how he's not going to forget that, and he understands it was an injury. He gets all that, but like that gives him more motivation to really show out. We've seen great flashes from him as well. They've been steadily kind of working him back in, really monitoring that knee injury that he has or that he had. But when we've seen him at practice, for the most part, when he's out on the field, he's doing all the team drills. He's doing all the individuals. He's not missing out. They're also using him on special teams as well. Right now they have him right behind Trey Tucker as a punt returner. And that's been interesting to see as well. So they're utilizing his athleticism and his versatility. I think Jermon has great potential to be really, really good in this league. He's very young, a very, very young DB as well. But he's learning a lot. And I think just his stickiness on the receivers has been quite noticeable. And I think him getting those reps, getting better and better is going to be great. And when we did talk to him, he did say that it's going to be very emotional for him because he hasn't played football in over a year because of his injury. His first game is going to be on Thursday. So we do think he's going to get some playing time on Thursday. Like I said, we'll find out in a couple hours how much time, what will that look like for him. I don't see him getting a whole lot just because the Raiders are being very careful with his injury because they also see that potential in him and they want to make sure they don't want to re-aggravate something or push him out sooner than he's physically ready. But he says he feels ready. When we watch him, he doesn't look limited at all.
Brandy, we really appreciate you taking the time, making your debut on the Matt and Kayla Show. If we're fortunate enough to have you back on, we will happily take it. Keep up the phenomenal work over there in Las Vegas covering the Raiders, and we're almost there, at least preseason starting this week, but soon the regular season will be here. So get ready to grind.
Oh, yeah. We are in the thick of it. Like I tell all my friends, once it hits end of July, my life is over. Yeah. It's all about football.
There are worse things to do. Brandy, we appreciate you. Looking forward to chatting with you again very soon.
Thanks so much, guys, for having me on.
Thank you so much. Now we go from Las Vegas back over to Santa Clara because things are flying at joint practice already. According to Bonte Hill, There's a lot of trash talking already happening between the Niners defense and Titans offense. In the first 4 plays that they ran, there were 2 fights.
Yeah, I told you this was going to happen.
People are getting chippy.
Yeah,
People are ready to fight.
They are ready to go up against another team for sure. And being able to invite the Titans into their house, obviously.
5 scuffles in the first 15 minutes, according to Ben Ross.
I think, and I just read this one too. So Tony Pollard, who's a running back for the Titans, says that he took the ball in, and then the big shoving match ensued after that. Upton Stout in the center of it. So they are starting this one heated. Let's just hope like they can keep it still football. We still want to see football, right?
Mm-hmm. Tristy Rodriguez, our friend from NBC Sports, is also there at practice, and she says that, funny enough, while all this scrapping is going on, Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh have not left each other's sides.
Of course.
They're standing right
just
next to each other the entire
life.
time, just like, did we win that fight? Did you win that fight?
Exactly.
Should we break it up?
I think it's good energy to have, man.
Absolutely.
I
think they want, this is a release in a way. This is, in a controlled environment, this is a release. There's pent-up frustration from weeks of working in the heat against the same freaking people who are your teammates every single day. Now I get to line up with someone that after today I really won't see too much anymore. Yeah, we're going to war.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some really, there's some legit guys on both teams that when you see a guy like Mike Evans or you see a lineman like a Trent Williams against a Jeffrey Simmons, you see these big, they are taking pride in leading their teams right now. And so I'm excited to see what actually happens and who wins what today, because in joint practices, and there used to be joint practices where you'd have one day and then the next day. So usually there'd be like, okay, this team wins joint practices day 1, day 2, you'd go back and usually the other team would respond. But now that you only really have one joint practice with these teams, it's interesting to see who will get the win out of today.
I'm fired up, man. I love it. I love the energy. Football's here.
But
Matt Mayoko called it an embarrassing start for the defense, that they haven't done anything. They're just
for the Niners?
Yeah, they're just instigating fights. So
Ay,
there's
ay,
2
ay.
takes going on.
Okay.
Embarrassing or fun, Matt?
Well, yeah, that part's probably not great. Bonte Hill did point out that Raheem Morris tore into Tatum Bethune.
Oh.
Apparently, tore into him on the sideline.
Not enough effort?
No, he just said Raheem Morris is livid, just reamed Tatum Bethune. It could be for a million reasons.
It's a really interesting, on that note real quick, these 2 lines, it is a little interesting because I know the offensive line for the Titans is not any sure thing, right? They're still trying to figure out their center position, their right guard. Their left tackle and their right guard, their left tackle and their left guard are pretty much set. But all these other positions, and their right tackle is kind of having to work his way into being the guy he's supposed to be. But it's still a little bit shaky. So it's interesting to see early on with the Niners defensive line. I would think maybe they were a little bit ahead. But I guess from the first few snaps, it doesn't look like it.
We are getting notes galore from everybody out of a very fiery joint practice so far between the Titans and the Niners down in Santa Clara.
Oh, someone just got so Austin Decalis, I can't remember how to say his last name, from the Titans just got removed from practice for throwing a punch.
Oh boy.
Will they play football?
Well, I was gonna say,
goodness gracious.
Honestly, I'm glad Christian McCaffrey's out.
It's the substation. The substation is creating this.
What? It just overloads them with, it takes out your freaking Achilles, but overloads you with testosterone?
They're saying it does everything else, so might as well add one more thing to it.
Microwaves your brain, turns you into a barbarian, apparently. Wow.
That's pretty
This
funny.
is fun. I mean, it's crazy, but it's fun. Someone else, it's just hearing everyone is just kind of pointing out the same thing, which is there's not a lot of football going on.
I can't wait for a timeline.
Yeah.
I want to hear how it went from the beginning. How many fights to plays were actually played.
I know. I actually want to see what the DBs are doing against the Titans receivers, that kind of stuff.
At 1:00, our very own Chris Watkins is going to join us. I'm texting him right now.
What's going on out there?
Just to see if he'll give us
just
anything.
Chaos.
He might be taking cover, honestly.
Yeah, just a big fight just ensues on the whole field. You got media members from the Titans going up against the Niners media members.
Just hitting each other with clipboards. It's just it's just an Anchorman scene. It's just
Right.
everybody just starting to fight each other. And fans are sitting there in the stands, I'm sure, having a ball.
So, some notes from my friend Teron Davenport, who's ESPN reporter over there. He said that it is kind of the two lines that are really involved with most of the scuffles.
Good. That's the trenches.
Yeah.
Go to war.
Both of them are trying to set tones, so I get it.
By the way, of course, George Kittle is not participating in joint practice today, but did you see
Right.
the video of him yesterday?
Yeah.
Making cuts?
I did.
He looks good.
Dude, some of these guys and how quickly they can come back from a thing like an Achilles.
He looks explosive,
Like,
man.
it's pretty wild.
He look like, for those who haven't seen unfortunately, I know radio audiences doesn't help you at all, but you can find it all over Twitter. I encourage you to go and check it out. But for our YouTube audience, I don't know how well you can see it in frame. But, as the audio is on, apologies about that. But you can see George is making cuts and having no issues moving, which is great to see, as he is hopefully going to be available for week 1 in Australia. Against the Rams. Well, George Kittle's probably playing peacemaker out there too. Just, hey, everybody get along.
He's like, I know these guys from down there. Knows a lot of those guys.
He does. Well, I'm sure we'll get more as the day goes on from joint practice between the
Fight Club Football Edition.
It's just freaking WWE with footballs every once in a while. That's what's popping off down there. Chris Watkins will tell us more when he joins us at 1 o'clock after everything is all said and done. If he survives.
Yeah. Take cover, Chris.
If he can make it out of there alive, apparently. We'll take the break. When we come back, The Athletic put together an article that they call their NBA Concernometer. And they put a bunch of different kind of topics and storylines around the NBA and how concerned they are and you should be about it. Well, nothing is about the Sacramento Kings. We'll go through some of the things they are concerned and not concerned about, and then we'll have our own concernometer for a few Sacramento Kings topics. We'll do that when we come back and duck and cover everybody. The Niners and Titans are fighting all over NorCal.
I gotta face my way.
On Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Remember when a driving range was just a driving range? Yeah, Hagen Oaks doesn't remember either. Reserve one of 3 top Tracer bays from 6 to 11 p.m. at HagenOaks.com. Only 3 bays are reservable, while the rest of the range remains open for walk-ups. Play virtual golf, then grab food, drinks, and a seat in front of the TVs at the hangout. Throw in live music, and suddenly your quick stop at the range turns into hours of fun. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Side effects may include laughter, bragging rights, and one friend insisting he would have won if the wind wasn't blowing.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Sky River Casino and Joel Gott Wines. More info at CITPFest.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older? And you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now through August 31st at Big O Tires, receive $80 to $120 in instant savings on 4 select in-stock Netson, Nitto, or Sumitomo tires with installation purchase. Disposal fees extra, not good with other offers. See your locally owned Big O Tires dealer for pricing.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Santa Clara's a war zone. Everybody find cover.
Well, don't find cover on the other side because that's the electrical substation.
Well, honestly.
Don't find cover over there.
Honestly, take that out as part of the fighting. Just burn it all down.
There we go.
We got a war happening between the Titans and the Niners, apparently.
Goodness gracious.
At training camp. More notes from Bonte Hill, our friend. He tweeted this. He said, what's glaring so far for the 49ers defense, no pass rush. Yep. Non-existent without Nick Bosa on the field. He then followed up like a few seconds later saying, as soon as I tweet, linebacker Garrett Wallow came up with what would be a sack for the Niners.
Got it.
So at least there's a kind of a good thing there.
But this isn't a surprise that was a little bit of a concern.
That's pass rush.
That's the part we said they needed to add a Vita Vea. They needed to add a guy like Crosby. They needed to add that big, I don't want to just say just because it's a big name, but it's the biggest lacking thing.
We haven't heard anything about Odigizua either, which I would like to hopefully hear some good stuff about him. If you had a Kayla Anderson concernometer about the pass rush of the Niners out of 10 out of 10 being, oh God, everything is going to die.
Right now, because they haven't proved anything from last year, and they were ranked last in terms of sacks, I'd say it's at like a 7.
7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Well,
I got to see some stuff.
The concernometer, not trademarked, I don't think, is from The Athletic. The Athletic just dropped their concernometer for different NBA storylines.
Mm-hmm.
We'll run through some of these, and then we'll do our own concernometers when it comes to some Kings storylines, because the Kings did not make this article. The first one, Steph Curry's end with the Warriors. Concernometer, 9 out of 10. The Athletic is concerned that Steph Curry's time with Golden State might be coming to an end. Interesting.
Okay, so they're saying like Steph is kind of pretty much like not done, but it's not going to be beneficial as much as it used to be.
I think they're just talking about, I think they're concerned regardless. It doesn't mean the end with the Warriors as in like he wants to leave the Warriors.
No.
But like his time in his career, ending his career with Golden State is not going the way that
whether
they wanted
it's
it to
injury
go.
or
striking out on stars, injuries, just the Warriors not being in a good spot, and now maybe they're in a position where what's best for them would be to move on from Steph Curry. Right? So a 9 out of 10 on the concernometer.
That's a little surprising.
For Steph Curry's end with the Golden State Warriors. How about let's do this one. That's not a good one. Oklahoma City retaining its young core, a 9 out of 10 on the concernometer.
Because they just can't pay them all?
The amount, just they're in a financial situation where they've got a lot of talent that they're going to have to pay for, and because of the apron system, it makes it difficult to retain a team that you've built.
Sure, and I understand that part of it. I think we've also seen how well they're run. How well they're ran. Is that correct? And even though you can't always keep everybody, but you feel like they're going to do a good enough job to maintain the right guys and then eventually be able to draft the right guys.
How about the Clippers, Raptors, and aspiration concernometer? Only a 6 out of 10.
The Clippers, Raptors situation.
With Kawhi Leonard. With Kawhi.
And it's a 6 out of 10?
A 6 out of 10. So this is what it's written. I originally had this as an 8 out of 10 because of the Kawhi Leonard trade back to Toronto is on hold during the investigation. This seems to at least raise a red flag at half-mast if you're hopeful for a Kawhi reunion in Toronto. However, there was recent news about the Raptors and Clippers playing a preseason game in Vancouver in October, which now makes me feel less stressed about everything going through. So the NBA is setting up like this trade is happening. Why would they allow that in the schedule if they felt that a punishment so severe was coming down for Kawhi that would keep him from going to Toronto and therefore playing the Clippers in the preseason. However, I don't know. This was written after the latest stuff that Pablo Torre came out with about the Daktronics funneling Monday.
And some people
to him.
said that they had already known it. The league had already kind of known about the Daktronics behind the scenes, and that was part of all of this.
Oh, okay.
What's weird, though, isn't Adam Silver going to look really bad?
Yes.
Again, if he does not act upon or make an example of.
It's going to look bad regardless because it just depends on how hard you drop the hammer. Because I don't think there's a middle. You're either going to be too soft or you're going to bludgeon this into the ground. You're going to either make an example or slap on the wrist. There's not going to be that was a appropriate punishment. I just don't think that exists. You either have to go hard at this or try and brush it under the rug.
Yep.
And we'll see what Adam Silver does. How about this? This is the last one from the Athletic article before we get to our Kings concern-o-meter. Trailblazers staying in Portland. Concern-o-meter 10 out of 10.
Okay, I don't like hearing this one. And if it's a 10 out of 10, like that's like not even any room for like, oh, well, there might be hope in staying in Portland. I just read something that Bobo, isn't that what I call him?
Dumbo.
Or Dumbo. Dodo.
Tom Dum-Dum.
Dum-Dum. There we go. I don't
Dundon.
even want to give him respect to know his real name.
Tom Dundon, a.k.a. according to Kayla, Tom Dum-Dum.
Dum-Dum said that he is not going to be paying for anything that comes to the renovations or upgrades of the arena, because clearly that is a big part of all of this. Is they need either a complete renovation or they need a new arena. I mean, the thing's old.
I'll just read a line from this. Many people around the NBA and the Blazers situation do not think that the Blazers, Dundon specifically, are acting in good faith.
Yeah, it's really, again, Matt, we go back to Adam Silver. It's something that I'm going to be really disappointed in, too, if the league doesn't try to step in. And
they're not going to.
I know, and it's just another egg on the league's face.
Silver very publicly defended Tom.
I don't like that. That's a dumb decision.
When all the first stuff was coming out about him not paying for certain things and not doing like playoff shirts, which is tiny compared to now this stuff, Silver was very defensive of him as an owner. So, yeah, I'm not expecting good things. All right, how about our own Sacramento Kings concern-o-meters? Out of 10, 10 being super concerned, 1 being not concerned at all. The first topic, the Kings' ability to avoid the relegation zone. How concerned are you about the Kings falling into the relegation zone?
I've got to be realistic here. I am an optimist at heart, but I need to be realistic too sometimes. And I would say a 9.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'm at an 8 out of 10.
Okay. I was initially going with that.
I'm an 8 out of 10 because I think they're going to be very much in the mix, but I think the Sacramento Kings do have the talent to beat out 3 other teams. I think they can do it. I don't know if they're going to, but I definitely think they can, assuming that what Scott Perry says is true and that as the team establishes the identity, which is the number one goal for this year, the wins will also follow.
Yeah. And
he seems to think they're interconnected. Time will tell because I think the Kings are going to face crossroads at times, and Doug Christie's going to face crossroads of my identity is this, but I need Zach LaVine and Domantas Sabonis to play heavy minutes if I'm going to win this basketball game. I think we're going to face that at some point.
I think the biggest sign of if they end up or don't end up in that relegation zone is how much does this team improve? Because that will really determine some of these bottom matchups. I think they're going to start off, it's going to be a little rough. Not going to lie. Newness, lineups, A-Cuff, it's going to start rough. But I do believe there can get to be a point where they start to improve, and then that can maybe separate them just enough out of it.
How about this? Actually, Anthony, you wanna jump in on this? Your concern-o-meter for the Kings avoiding the relegation zone?
I think like a 6. I think they could do it if they figure it out.
Oh, you're optimistic.
Yeah, I feel like it's fine.
I like
I
that,
also am
Anthony.
not super concerned about the relegation zone in general. I don't think that the difference in percentage is that huge of a deal. The lottery is just flat in my eyes at this point.
The lottery is definitely a crapshoot, but the Kings would ideally want to be in the best situation
Yeah,
possible.
absolutely.
And I think the relegation zone for me, it's not just odds, it's representative of you truly are the worst. Like, you weren't a bottom 3 team last year. You should have been, but teams blatantly tried to out-tank.
Yeah.
If you're right back in that position, considering you have more guys on the roster that are in Scott Perry's vision, and you are very clearly one of the worst teams in the league, which they probably will be, but if you're the worst team in the league, like they were around midway through the season last year, that's more concerning to me than draft lottery odds in the relegation zone. So we'll see with that.
Not a good look.
No, not at all. How about this one? Concernometer, the Kings' ability to trade one of their big contracts, Zach LaVine or Domantas Sabonis, essentially.
Ooh. By like just the season in general, by the
By
end
the
of
trade,
it?
well, the trade deadline.
The trade deadline. Oh.
Yeah, they'd have
okay.
to move him before the trade deadline.
8.
8 out of 10?
Yeah. It's going to be, look, there's always a world where something can happen on a team and they need a center, or Toronto can figure out that it wants to figure out how to do that because they're still trying to, get him up there, because it seems like they still have interest in him.
For sure.
It's just like it's not working out right now with what the.
Well, because nobody has interest in Pirtle on that contract.
Exactly. So anything can happen is what I'm saying. I feel like he is the one that would be dealt at the trade deadline, but I'm still not. I'm not sold on it.
See, I actually disagree with you. I'm a 6 out of 10 because I think Zach LaVine's for sure gone. I'm convinced Zach LaVine's going to be gone.
And what do you think that scenario is going to be?
He's an expiring deal, big money. The Kings will take back a big contract if they have to, with draft compensation on top of it, which is very common in the NBA. I think Zach LaVine is going to play decent enough for a team to take a flyer on him as a rental, and then whoever wants to worry about bidding for him next summer, then they can deal with that, and that's out of the Kings' hands. But I don't think Domantas Sabonis is going to be traded because I think we're going to have the same dilemma, the exact same dilemma of Sabonis is good. He's still got 1 year left on his deal, and there's not enough value out there for him that what the Kings are looking for. But Zach LaVine is an expiring contract. If you can get if you can get a pick with a bad contract for Zach LaVine, I don't know if Scott Perry could expect any better. So I'm a 6 out of 10 because, and this might be just me copium here, I am convinced Zach LaVine is going to be traded at the deadline. I'm convinced of it.
I'm going to go closer to 9 for a similar reason that you're going to 6. I think that Zach LaVine absolutely needs to be gone, and I think that it is a horrible, horrible look just for morale if he ends up leaving in the offseason and they don't get anything for him. Because then you go back to, we got nothing for De'Aaron Fox.
Except for that 2031 T-Wolves pick, baby.
There you go.
Come on.
We're living off that 9th grader or whatever it is right now.
We should be rooting, honestly, we should be rooting for LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards to be a train wreck so that Anthony wants out of Minnesota so the Timberwolves are garbage by 2031. Come on, baby, let's go.
Yeah, I think that he should be gone, but I think that there's just such a pessimistic side of me where I don't know how well they'll be able to deal these guys.
Right. I think the Kings will take, they want value for Sabonis. They hope LaVine will play himself into having value, but I think they will honestly take what they could get for LaVine, and the reason why they didn't do that last time is because nobody offered anything with LaVine still having a year left on his deal. As an expiring contract...
Do you think half a season's enough, though, for people to want him again? Can he do enough? And
some teams might want to get off of a bad contract and use his $48 million to dump a bad contract, and fine, we'll throw on, let's say it's the Lakers. I don't know. Their first round pick doesn't mean squat. Maybe it's the Heat. I don't know how many picks they have. A good team that has a bad first rounder because they're a good team, but hey, we'll give that to you to take this contract off of our plate so that we could pay somebody else. That's what you're doing. That's what you're farming for if you're the Kings. That's the position that you're in that case. And I think they'll be able to find at least that for Zach LaVine. Finally, we'll do these ones really quick. The backup point guard position in Sacramento. Concernometer.
Okay, so I'm going to go with a 6 here.
Okay.
I think they'll figure it out, whether it be they bring truly that veteran guy in that can be a mentor or whatever you want to call it, but can also play, or they're going to feel comfortable enough to use Malik Monk and or Neat Clifford in that spot.
Yep.
So I'm not really super concerned about it. I think they will have a plan that will come into play.
I'm a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Malik Monk. I'm good. If you want to use a roster spot for like Ben Simmons, I guess, or Russell Westbrook if you want to, great. I don't care. I think you're totally fine with Malik Monk. It's Darius Acuff Jr.'s team going forward. That's the only point guard I'm worried about.
I'm with you, Matt. I think 2. I don't think it matters that much as long as everyone stays healthy.
Well, finally, speaking of Darius Acuff Jr., his star potential his rookie year out of 10. 10 out of 10 being like, I'm concerned about the amount of pressure that's on Acuff and his ability to live up to that pressure. It's not so much he has to be a star his rookie year.
Yeah, I'm not concerned because it's his rookie year and there's going to be a lot of growth. So I would say like a 4.
I'm smack dab in the middle. I'm 5 out of 10 because while I don't expect, I talked about this recently on the Matt George podcast when kind of comparing the Beam team to this year's team. I don't expect Darius Acuff Jr. as a rookie to be what De'Aaron Fox was in his prime for Beam team, but I expect him to have the responsibility. I expect Darius Acuff Jr. to have the ball in his hands and take the shot in the fourth quarter of a close game. So that's why I'm right in the middle because is he going to have that opportunity and take that opportunity? That's the only thing I'm quote-unquote concerned about.
Yeah, I'm at like a 5 just because the change in the way the draft works. I don't really know what the path forward is here if he's not like the number 1 option on the team moving forward.
We'll take the break. When we come back, there's dedication to your job and then there's sleeping at your practice facility. We'll talk about that and more on Pick a Side next here on Sactown Sports.
Sactownsports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. Sactownsports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This Green and Gold Injury Report is brought to you by the law firm of Gingery, Hammer, and Associates. If you get in an injury, just call Gingery. Zach Geloff started his rehab assignment in Las Vegas coming off his knee injury, going 3 for 10 with a home run in Las Vegas. Jeffrey Spring went on the 15-day IL for right hip discomfort, though the MRI was negative for any acute injury. Nick Kurtz received an ultrasound-guided injection on his right thumb. No timeline has been announced on his return to the Green and Gold.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is, what makes us different from other law firms?
At Gingery, Hammer, and Associates, we handle your case from beginning to the end.
Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether it must go into litigation, or whether it has to go all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The one and only Monster Jam. See the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. Only at Monster Jam. Brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Visit MorganMonsterJam.com to save 25% on ticket face value. Courtesy of Morgan & Morgan. Visit website for restrictions and details. Coming to Golden One Center this weekend.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples collectibles, all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Seems as though casual players are always trying to balance the desire to hit the golf ball farther with shooting lower scores. Whether you hit a 270-yard drive or miss a 12-inch putt, they both count a stroke on your scorecard. Some of us will never hit the ball 270 yards, and trying normally leaves us well short and well right of the target. Seems as though improving our putting might be an easier way to shoot better scores. Putting is about confidence. It's about feeling the greens, seeing the line, visualizing the ball going in the hole, and making a confident stroke. Harvey Penick says, never, repeat, never allow yourself to think about what's riding on the putt, whether it's a major championship or just a 50-cent wager. Hit the putt as you've hit 10,000 putts in the past. Concentrate on imitating your final practice stroke, not on what will happen if you either miss it or make it. A positive mind will cure a lot of ills. Think about it. Really, think about it. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
Got a good conversation happening in our YouTube comment section on Sactown Sports. Shout out to everybody over there on the Sactown Sports YouTube channel. They're talking about the amount of pressure and the expectation on Darius Acuff Jr., kind of a build off of our Sacramento Kings concernometer conversation that we had in the last segment. Really good conversation. Manizit, Kimberly, Holistic Fields in there just talking about the amount of pressure on his shoulders. It's always good to remind ourselves, though, Darius Acuff Jr. will play 5 years in the NBA before he enters his prime. He's 19 years old. Like, that's exciting. He has 5 years before he gets to his best.
Yeah, and you're not saying it's going to take 5 years to get to that, but
No.
it is going to take a little time, maybe for him to be his best, or that potential to be seen.
I 1,000% understand and feel it too, Kings fans. The word patience is like Voldemort and Harry Potter. You don't want to say it around here, and it just feels gross to say. If there's anything we can afford to be patient with, it's Darius Acuff Jr. That being said, I think he's going to give us a lot to cheer about in the Golden One Center next season, regardless of the record. Right now, it's time to pick a side. Anthony, take it away.
Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson says that he's sleeping at the facility. Is this healthy or too much? Sleeping at work.
Goodness.
I've done this before, by the way, twice.
But
Unhealthy.
I'm talking like he's doing it like
every night,
like during entire training camp.
Yeah, it's unhealthy for sure. I mean, I admire the dedication. It's unhealthy. I slept at the old Sactown Sports Studios twice, both times because I was working on the morning show with Carmichael Dave, and like my power went out at home, and I was terrified that like my phone was gonna die because it wasn't charging, and my alarm wouldn't go off. So I slept in the control room at the at ABC or Sactown Sports
We've
Studios.
all done it if we worked in news too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, you got to cover weather sometimes, and you don't have a choice. So sometimes the couch is your best friend. Now you got to make sure you lay a blanket on it because you don't know what's been on that couch because they've been there for years. Anyways, that's besides the point. I do think.
What?
Subtly put that in there and move on.
I just don't trust that. I don't trust that. Ben Johnson is that is very unhealthy, and I feel bad for his wife and kids because I understand the dedication to making his team what it needs to be.
She might love the break. You don't know.
What? She could.
If I ever sleep on the couch because I fall asleep on the couch.
These coaches are always gone, though.
True, but my wife will straight up starfish on the bed.
And now she's probably like, well, now she's all freaking out because of the Diana Rossini situation. So she's probably like, yeah, what is Ben?
Who's there?
I got a tracker on Ben. Is he really at the facility?
Who else is sleeping at the training facility, Ben?
Yeah, take a couple nights to go home, Ben.
Yeah, man, you don't need to do that. I don't think you need to do that. Like, the reason I've done it is because of hours. I don't think you need to do this.
No.
Work from home, figure it out, go to practice in the morning.
Yeah.
I bet Doug Christie's done that.
Yeah.
Probably. Oh, yeah. Coaches definitely probably have all done it.
UCLA announced it hired former NFL quarterback Derek Carr as a special advisor to its head coach Bob Chesney. Carr will help the offensive staff with game planning and also works with UCLA's quarterbacks. Do you think in 5 years he will be a head coach in college?
I think he has all the potential of being a fantastic head coach. He's a wonderful communicator, great leader, very personable, incredibly charismatic. He certainly has the resume in the NFL, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to end up being a good head coach. I love Derek Carr, though. I've always been a fan of Derek Carr's. I got the opportunity to chat with him a handful of times, and he's so diligent in how he approaches the game. His passion for the game and his ability to communicate is truly second to none. So I think this is a phenomenal hire by UCLA. It will not.
That would make so much sense,
to go
dude.
back to where he's a Bulldog.
Go to the Pac-12. Let's go, dude.
He's destined to get that job at some point.
That'd be cool, actually.
I'm hesitant to say that he should do something until I hear the way that he works with the players and how much they have to say.
Yeah.
But I think that it would be a job that he would want to do. I think that that's obviously where he's heading.
This is the perfect first job for something
Exactly.
like that.
I think so,
We'll
too.
find out what Derek Carr means to UCLA and go from there. This is how you start.
Tonight, the Field of Dreams game in the MLB, Twins and Phillies, is taking place in Dyersville, Iowa. Are you interested in watching?
Not even a little bit.
Really?
I'm going to see a video. I'm going to see the cool shots of the field. The ballpark looks amazing. It looks awesome. Don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I definitely
It's a fine movie.
will put it on. It will be a little bit of background noise, if you will, because I'll probably be working on other stuff for the show. But I love the visuals of this.
Yeah, it looks great.
I can't get enough of the visuals of how they're playing a game like that at the highest level in Dyersville, Iowa, excuse me. And the field, though, looks so pristine. It's such a epic background that I'll at least have it on the TV.
Now, I'd kill to go to this. If I ever
Right.
had the opportunity to cover this game, I'd be there in a heartbeat. I just don't care on TV. I don't.
Yeah.
I'd have it on like it's a normal game. I don't think I care that much where they're playing, but I'll just have it on while I study and stuff.
With the Giants and the A's being so bad and just the season just not mattering, I'm so checked out of baseball.
That's where it's coming from, folks.
I'm
there
kinda
it
where I'm
is.
at, too, to
I'm
be
so
honest.
checked out of baseball. I'll be back in October when the playoffs start. Right now, I am checked out of baseball.
Northern Cali teams have not done any good for y'all.
They're poopy.
Yeah.
LaShawn McCoy just said he'd take Antonio Brown over Jerry Rice.
This might sound crazy, but Jerry Rice or AB, man, I'm taking AB. Yeah.
What did you just say?
Appropriate reaction.
I mean, look.
They went silent.
I can't remember who's on the podcast with him, but they were all just at a loss of words. And I quite frankly am as well. I like LaShawn McCoy, but I don't know if he's buddies with whatchamacallit? AB, Antonio Brown. I don't know if they're buddies or anything, but I that doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, no.
I get it when Antonio Brown was at his peak
Oh,
with
he was
the
phenomenal.
Steelers. He was, but that's the problem. It wasn't long lived.
Yeah, he had a short portion of where he was almost as good as Jerry Rice in Pittsburgh.
Right.
Jerry Rice was better literally than AB was at his absolute best. What are we talking about?
And I don't care what anyone says. You affect your legacy when you end up going off the deep end.
When
I'm sorry, you do.
completely turned yourself into a joke. Also, he did what he did to the Raiders and screw him.
Well, he burned his feet there too.
Yeah, this guy's just talking.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes you just
I
say
think it's
stuff
his
out
buddy.
loud.
Hot take.
Probably his buddy.
Get your hot take.
I got you, Antonio Brown. That's
Yeah,
what
I
he
would
says.
do that. If I was
Right?
friends with him, I'd just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's better. But if I
Exactly.
knew who's a random NBA player, I'd just be like, I'd take him over Michael Jordan.
Just to be the contrary.
Say some random stuff.
I don't care how much of a friend I am of yours. I'm not saying something
Holistic
that's stupid.
that's like saying yellow Starbursts are better than red.
Good
okay,
point.
go talk to Alan Stiles on that. Have you heard he only eats the yellow and orange?
I'm very aware.
We talked about
Yeah,
this.
because Alan's a psycho.
Freaking crazy.
We'll take the break. When we come back, we've got the battle for Christmas Day. The lines have been drawn. The slate is out. What will you be watching? We'll talk about it next. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Football is back.
This is Sactown, baby!
And Sactown Sports 1140 is your home for primetime NFL games this season.
This is Kevin Harlan of Westwood One. Catch all the NFL primetime action.
Catch Monday, Thursday, and Sunday night football, international games, the NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl right here on Sactown Sports all season long. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see. The new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and yeah, I've been on the air here just shy of 25 years, and you guys know that when I endorse something, I have a few very important things. Number one, I love it when they're local. Number two, I have to be willing to use them myself. This is where Pest Pros came in, or comes in, I should say, because I've known these guys as Kings fans a long, long time. I also have a mouse problem at my house. I also have a cockroach problem at my house. And I did it the old-fashioned way. Went through Facebook, got a hold of these guys. We became friends. And when I found out what Pest Pros does in the community, I thought, I've got to have you guys on the air. We've got a partner. Locally owned, locally operated. Their kids go to school with your kids. You're going to get pest control somewhere. Get it with Pest Pros. Here's how you get a hold of them. PestProsPS.com or call them at 916-588-9345. That's 916-588-9345 and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322. 800-375-2322.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140. Your local sports leader. It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
It's the battle for Christmas. Is Santa going to be watching the NFL or the NBA?
Remember, he gets around the world in a night, so he can do whatever he wants.
By the time you wake up Christmas morning, his job's done, man. He's kicking back on the couch, milking cookies, watching.
Well, time zones are different, though. Remember? All the time zones are different, so I don't know.
You think he feels time zones?
Great question, because
that dude moves, man. Let me tell you.
I think it's just one time.
He
like
must
he
not
follows the sun, right?
So
he doesn't get jet lag.
Working at ABC 10 because ABC always had the NBA
Yeah.
Christmas Day games. ABC 10 has what's called a Santa tracker.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Where it tracks, in theory, where he is in the world.
Sure.
Homie gets around, let me tell you.
What do you mean in theory?
I get around.
In theory, because you can't peg down Santa, right? You can't hold him down. You never know where
True.
Santa is.
At least Mrs. Claus can, though.
But
I mean, facts.
Historically, yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Sorry, we needed some jokes today.
I don't like that.
I thought it was very
Why
accurate.
not?
Don't ruin my childish view of Santa, please, with your crude humor.
It's not even crude. It's like monogamous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, holding it down.
No, Santa gets around, man.
That's crude.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, my God. And I'm ruining it.
I didn't do it. No, shut up, Anthony. You're stupid.
Jeez
NBA Christmas Day schedules are out.
Oh, goodness.
It's the Spurs at the Knicks to start the day off. That game is at, I think it's at 12. Hold on. Let me get the times up. Let me do my job better. Please hold. What in the
Please
world?
hold. Dun-na-na.
Yeah.
We should have that little thing when he does this.
That's trademarked.
Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na.
I just want to make sure I get the times in comparison to when the football games are. The day begins with a rematch, at least in the NBA, a rematch of the NBA Finals. A 9 a.m.
Oh, set your alarms.
9 a.m. game. Spurs at Knicks in Madison Square Garden. Meanwhile, the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears will be going at it. Then, the next game, you have the Miami Heat in Boston taking on the Celtics, followed by the 76ers taking on the Lakers. That's a 5 o'clock tip Eastern time, 2 o'clock Pacific. You have the Thunder taking on the T-Wolves in Minnesota at 5 p.m. Pacific. And the day or the night wraps up with a 7:30 tip, the Denver Nuggets taking on the Golden State Warriors. 5 NBA games on Christmas Day versus 3 NFL games. Now, quick reminder, the Houston Texans and Philadelphia Eagles play on Christmas Eve. So that doesn't count.
That's a new one.
That is a new Christmas Eve
added.
game, which is kind of cool. But Christmas Day in the NFL, Packers versus Bears, Buffalo Bills versus Denver Broncos in Denver, and LA Rams versus Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Now, I'm not going to say which one do you think is going to be more popular because we already know the NFL is going to win. Like, we already know the NFL ratings are going to be better than the NBA. It just is the way it is. I'm sorry. It just is the way
Even though
it is.
the NBA originally
The NBA
was
used
Christmas
to own
Day.
Christmas.
Yeah,
and
NFL
the NFL
didn't do
said,
it.
we don't give a damn.
Mhm.
We're taking it.
Mhm.
We're doing it now, too. Deal with it, Adam Silver. Because they can. They're the NFL. If we're just forget like popularity. If we're just talking that slate of 5 NBA games versus the slate of 3 NFL games, what captures you more?
Well, I need a visual real quick because I don't do things with just okay.
So there's the.
So here's the visual.
There's the Christmas Day games, and then you have the NBA games.
Okay, so what captures me, like overall, just with NBA compared to NFL?
So what, like between the NFL slate of games and the NBA slate of games, like which has the better showcase of their league? I don't think it's close.
Let me look at the NFL again. Let's see here. Okay, Green Bay and Chicago. That's a division rival. Buffalo and I do think the NFL.
I don't think it's close. I think the NFL is going to kick the NBA's ass.
I think because you're smart with doing the Rams and the Seahawks, they should both be legit at that point. Even Buffalo, you're doing a rematch of that with Denver, right? Where Buffalo kind of peed away their chances at maybe getting to the Super Bowl. Green Bay and Chicago, that's just epic, right? We always care about divisional things.
Yep.
And then the Houston Texans and Philly. Like, not everybody's on the Houston Texans bandwagon, but everybody's always interested in Philly.
Yeah, I'm even excluding the Christmas Eve game, which I think is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, but the Christmas Day slate is pretty good.
I think the
It's pretty
NFL
good.
is going to run roughshod in the NBA this Christmas.
It's just so unfortunate that, like, it's before the All-Star break for the NBA.
Right.
So these games matter so little to like the casual audience of basketball watchers who don't start watching until it matters a little bit more to the playoff seeding.
Right.
And these are such important games for the NFL that, like, if you are even moderately a fan of football, these are must-watch games. The choice is made for you. I am a huge NBA fan, way more than an NFL fan. I'm not watching these basketball games if given if I can't have two screens up.
Right.
I'm watching football, and I'm gonna be mad about it.
Right.
But because they scheduled it on Christmas, not because I'm watching the games.
The good news is we're spoiled because all these times are in Eastern time. But this is your Christmas day, right? If you just want to sit in front of the TV all day, this is your Christmas day.
Yeah.
Again, these are all Eastern time, so -3 hours. Noon, Spurs and Knicks. 1, Packers Bears. 2:30, Heat Celtics. 4:30, Bills Broncos. 5, Sixers Lakers. 8, Thunder T-Wolves. 8:15, Rams Seahawks. 10:30, Nuggets Warriors.
Yeah, tons of overlap.
I mean,
you can catch
tons
the
of
starts
overlap.
of everything.
But if you're looking at, okay, what games are going head-to-head? So people are going to watch the first half of Knicks and Spurs and then flip it over an hour in to watch Packers-Bears.
Yep.
Heat Celtics is not going to matter.
I think that's the one that's going to get the lowest rate.
Heat Celtics is going to get buried because once the Bears-Packers game is over, you go right into Bills-Broncos. Bills-Broncos is going to overshadow much of the 76ers-Lakers game. Much of it. You're going to watch 15 minutes of Thunder T-Wolves before the Rams-Seahawks starts. And at that point, forget about it. Because Rams-Seahawks, everybody's going to be watching.
Yeah,
that game's
should be really
massive. It's the
good.
two arguably best teams in the NFL going at it in a divisional clash on Christmas. I think the NFL is going to dominate Christmas this year. I don't think it's going to be close.
When's the LeBron matchup?
That is at 5 p.m. Eastern, so 2 p.m. Pacific. But that starts 30 minutes after Bills-Broncos.
Interesting.
So if the Bills-Broncos game is bad,
then maybe
you
people
can
switch
flip over.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, you're going to be tuning into Sixers-Lakers probably at halftime of Bills-Broncos to check the score.
It is kind of wild. And I wonder when Adam Silver saw the NFL coming for them on Christmas Day, I wonder, in the back of his mind, what he was thinking. Cursing in the mirror.
He probably called Roger and cussed him out.
Right. Hey, get Roger on line 1.
Screw you, bucko.
And now they're upping the ante with the games, right? So they're going to continue to do that.
NBA can't do a damn thing about I guess the advantage for the NBA is they've known when the times of these games are. So starting your day with Knicks and Spurs in New York makes sense because it's an East Coast game. But also, hey, we're going to start the day. NBA is going to start the day, and it's going to be our NBA Finals matchup. And let's hope that game is so good that maybe you go, I'll miss a little bit of Packers-Bears to watch the rest of this game. But Nuggets-Warriors, you're going to tune into after the Rams-Seahawks game is over. And it's a bummer because I was really excited about Thunder T-Wolves. Thunder T-Wolves is going to get drowned out.
Well, I think it's hard, too, because the NBA, like you said, Anthony, it's right before the All-Star break, right? So they've already played a ton of games. And that's why NFL will always have an advantage there, too, because they play one game a week. I mean, they have short weeks, obviously, that some of these teams have really close games. But they don't get to see them as much. And at that point, they've seen a lot of NBA. They've watched, so you're right. You have a Christmas Day game and you got one team playing their first game of the week or whatever. They're going to tune into that.
So last year's ratings, Christmas Day ratings, right? Spurs versus Thunder last year, 6.7 million viewers. These are averages. Cavs versus Knicks, 6.3 million. Mavericks versus Warriors, 6.1 million. Rockets versus Lakers, 5.4. And Timberwolves versus Nuggets, 3.6 million viewers on average. Now for the NFL Christmas Day games. Lions versus Vikings, 27.5 million. Broncos versus Chiefs, 21.1 million. Cowboys versus Commanders, 19.9 million. The NBA got absolutely trounced last year by the NFL, and I think it's going to be worse.
You think you're calling it to be worse?
Yes.
Okay.
I think all those NFL games are way better way better than everything that the NBA is trying to compete with the exception of starting the day with the NBA Finals rematch.
I think I'll watch through the entirety of that game, and that might be the only NBA game that I watch.
The first one?
Yeah, I'll watch through it, and then I'll watch the second half of Bears-Packers, and that's it.
That's probably what I'd do too.
That is the only NBA game that has, I think, a chance of beating its competitor because
the rematch.
Respectfully, I mean, Bears and Packers fans, they love it every year. We see Bears and Packers so much during holidays every year that if there's a game for you to go, I'll skip that one.
Sure.
That's the game.
Do you
you're
think
gonna
it'll
skip.
beat the NFL?
No. I'm just saying if there is a chance, it's that game. I don't think it will.
The highest chance of like 5%.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
if there's a chance of people sticking around and not turning their TVs, it's that game.
I also think the NFL with those Packers and Bears at that point, I think that is one of the matchups that I would say I'm not really sure at that point what these teams look like. And I'm more so saying it about Green Bay. I think I feel the Bears are going to be a good team, but I don't know how good the Packers are truly going to be. So at that point, it might, not be as great of a matchup.
Well, no Kings on Christmas, no Niners on Christmas, no Raiders on Christmas. Oh, no. Oh, darn. Unfortunate. But if you want great Kings coverage, of course, we have it here at Sactown Sports, your home of the Sacramento Kings. And that includes on SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app. Our very own Brendan Nunez released an article yesterday titled Kings Need New Offensive Identity After Lost Season. Some really interesting stuff from Brendan in this article. Brendan continues to provide phenomenal Kings coverage year-long, whether it's the regular season, off-season. His coverage of upcoming training camp is going to be phenomenal too. But Brendan dove into some of the numbers, and this is actually stemming off of a conversation that we had on the Matt George podcast last week. The Kings' beam team year, the year they made the playoffs, the year they took the Warriors to the limit in the first round, they had set the NBA record for best offensive rating ever. 118.6 was their offensive rating as a team that season, the best ever. That's now 12th.
Oh,
the
since then, huh? Because it's changed so much.
Have been so good over the last 3 years that's
crazy.
That Beam Team's offense has been surpassed significantly. They were passed right away by the Indiana Pacers, and the other teams have now continued to pass them.
Okay.
But he brings up these numbers to kind of prove a point. When the Kings were at their best, it was because of the offensive end of the floor. Of course, they needed to get better defensively. That was the next step, and they were just not able to do that and improve, and the Beam Team fell apart. But last season, the Kings were 26th in offensive rating. That roster that sucks defensively, as we knew, but had so many offensive weapons on it. Granted, so many injuries happened. That team was 26th in offensive rating at 110.6. They were dead last in three-point attempts, just taking 33s a game, which is nothing in the modern NBA, and were second to last in three-point percentage, shooting just 34%. So here's the question I want to throw out there in the conversation that I think we need to have. Defensive effort is very important. It's going to be part of the identity that they're trying to establish. If you're playing for Doug Christie, you're supposed to give effort on the defensive end of the floor. At least that's what he preaches. And we've rolled our eyes many times about trying to ask Doug Christie an offense question, and he'll change it to defense and disregard the offense. This is something I feel the Sacramento Kings simply cannot do. Establishing the identity is important, and that's great. And I know the identity isn't screw offense, we're only focusing on defense, but it tends to trend more defense than offense with Scott Perry and Doug Christie. I respect that. But does fixing the Sacramento Kings have to start on offense?
Yeah, because of who you drafted.
Bingo. Because of who you drafted, who's still on your roster, and you don't have a strength. You don't. Can we be honest?
You can't just create a good defense overnight. Like, you can't just poof, like, here it is.
Exactly.
It doesn't happen that way.
And listen, you're not going to be good defensively when your starting backcourt is Darius Acuff Jr. and Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
You're not. You're not going to be good defensively when your starting center is Domantas Sabonis. You're not. So while they're here, you can either try and force this team to be something that they're not, which has been an issue for the Kings for a while, including Mike Brown. It wasn't just a Doug Christie thing. It was a Mike Brown thing too. And I've always been critical of that.
The defensive part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to make something that this roster is not. So you can either do that and bash your head against the wall for 82 games, or you can focus on establishing not just the strengths of Zach LaVine, who's probably not going to be here past the trade deadline, and Domantas Sabonis, who may not be here longer than another year. How about establishing the identity of the superstar offensive point guard that you believe you just drafted in Darius Sackoff Jr.? How about getting the three-point shot of Keegan Murray more established and bring that back? How about utilizing Malik Monk that back-to-back years should have been sixth man of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that the Kings in the modern NBA were dead last in three-point attempts and second to last in three-point shooting percentage, that's where it starts for me. Shoot threes efficiently, make threes efficiently, generate good looks, and if the defense, we'll see where the defense is at. The goal is for the defense to improve from game 1 to game 82 and try to figure some things out. Of course it is. But this is why I compare, or I've been recently comparing Beam Team 1 to this year's Sacramento Kings roster so much. Not because it's a one-to-one comparison, not because I think Darius Sackoff Jr. is just as good as De'Aaron Fox right away. In fact, I hope Darius Sackoff Jr. is going to be better than De'Aaron Fox. We should all be rooting for that, regardless of if you love Fox like me or not. I don't know what the future is going to be, but I believe that just like Beam Team 1, if the Sacramento Kings are going to establish any sort of success, it needs to start with their strengths on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much said it. You mentioned before, Doug Christie having to maybe take a page from the Beam Team offense. I don't know if Doug subscribes to this. Mm-hmm. I mean, Doug's a defensive-minded coach. He made that clear that everything that he wants out of this team is defense first, and he's preaching defense constantly this last year. Like, it died down a little towards the end. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if that changes for Doug Christie. That's still like his thing.
Right.
So that's why I'm still questionable about like where Doug really stands moving forward. Because if this is how they're going to do it and they're going to pour everything into this offense because that's kind of what the pieces they have right now to make it work, and to pour into young Darius Sackoff, is Doug on board with that? Like, is Doug like, okay, that's our plan, and that's how that's what's going to get me to a next contract, or that's what's going to get us out of the relegation zone just enough? Mm-hmm. I'm really curious as to how that is communicated with Perry and him on like, we have to pour into this offense. This is how we have to do it. Mm-hmm. That's my curiosity with everything.
For context, last season, their average margin of victory was -10. So they averaged losing by 10 every game last season. They had a defensive rating of 121, so that's the amount of points that they had against them, versus their offensive rating of 111. So you kind of have to balance that. We assume they're going to be kind of similar defensively there, giving up 121 points per game.
I think they will slightly improve defensively.
Okay, so then they need to get up to like 9 extra points per game to keep it close.
And when I say slightly improve, I mean like marginally.
Yeah.
I'd like to believe that this roster that has more personnel to match defensively what they say they want to do, and I'm looking heavily at like DeAndre Hunter there. I'm looking at Dylan Cardwell there.
Sure.
I'm looking at hopefully Emmanuel Sharp there. That's what I'm looking for. And I still think the Kings are going to be a disaster defensively. But offensively, they have the potential to keep it competitive. Just a hiccup that I cannot get past with this establishing the identity versus winning basketball games conversation, and I know we've talked about this before, is like I think there are just going to be natural moments this season where the Kings are going to hit a crossroads, or the Kings are going to Doug Christie's going to be faced with a decision. Mm-hmm. Could be game 1 in LA against the Clippers, and the Kings are right there. They're right there to win the game. Defensively, they can't get any stops, and I'm going to use Zach LaVine as an example. This is unfair to all put it on Zach LaVine because we do this a lot, but I'm just going to use this as an example. defensively, your backcourt of Darius Acuff Jr. and Zach LaVine is not doing well. You're not going to take Darius Acuff Jr. out of the game.
No.
He's your franchise guy now. So Zach, in theory, you're not playing the level of the defense that we need from our backcourt. But I need your 3-point shooting, and you have 26 points, and we got to close this one out.
Yep.
Like that. Those are the moments where if I'm Doug Christie, I don't know what he does, and I don't know where the compromise is.
That's where I'm curious.
Because I believe, the identity is not all defensive. It can't be.
It's not. It shouldn't be right now.
And
right now, no.
Let me just run through the 6 pillars of Scott Perry here, and we'll talk about how offense can, competitive is the first one. The only way the Kings are going to be competitive, and what by competitive Scott talks about, playing hard, fighting every day, laying it on the line.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those are defensive-minded traits. But if the Kings are going to be competitive, it's because offensively they're good.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're fighting hard defensively and they're down by freaking 20 because they can't score. So competitive, yes, there's offense to that. Toughness, displaying mental and physical toughness. It's a non-negotiable trait for winning. Again, toughness is more associated on the defensive side of the ball. Or are you fighting to get to the rim?
Yeah.
Are you battling down low? Are you not getting pushed around defensively? So there's offense to toughness. Team-oriented. Doug Christie, this is the one thing about offense that Doug Christie will talk about. He talks about the beautiful game. He talks about reacting and reading and reacting on offense and not running plays. That's where he got to under Rick Adelman with the Kings in the late 90s and early 2000s. They just played the greatest show on court brand of basketball on offense. That's team-oriented. And then accountable, disciplined, and professional are more just who you are as a player and less so about the basketball you play. Although disciplined, I think, is interesting because being disciplined on the offensive and defensive side is, do you stick to your game plan versus go AWOL, which this team has a tendency of doing. There's offensive things to these pillars. So you can establish your identity by focusing on getting the offense to where it needs to be for the Kings to be competitive.
We just can't have, we can't have Doug when there's offensive questions and offensive, this is what we're trying to, we can't have we're not talking about offense.
I agree completely.
We can't have that because
Doug can't say we're going to be fine. No, you're not.
It's just, it is what it is.
You were garbage offensively last year. What is the answer? Kayla, what is the answer to this question? What are the Kings good at? What is the Kings' strength? Does anybody have an answer?
I don't right now.
I don't right have an answer that is backed up by any sort of logic or numbers. Offensively, they should be better than defensively based off the numbers on their roster.
But we have to see that because we said this last year when on paper you see these names and you're like, well, they should be a better team, and then look at what happened.
Spot on.
It was a logjam. It was a whatever.
You could argue, and I don't think it's a hard argument to make, offensively the Kings roster got worse.
Yeah.
I think Acuff's going to be great. And hopefully health in general will make them better offensively and playing through Sabonis again and Zach LaVine playing on a contract year. All that's great. You lost DeRozan. You lost Russell Westbrook. You lost some of the most important pieces of your offense from last year. Now you replaced it with guys that I think could do a little bit more defensively and space the floor a little bit better. So that part I'm excited about.
And health comes into play with the guys that weren't available, right?
Absolutely. You should be better naturally just by being healthier.
Yeah.
But I don't have an answer to what the Kings' strength is. What the Kings are best at. I have things that I believe they could be. I think if the Kings can generate stops, I think they can be a lethal team in transition. I think Darius Acuff Jr. and Zach LaVine in transition could be really, really good. And if the Kings can score before a defense gets set, I think they'll be very good, very efficient. But that requires them getting stops.
Sure.
I believe they can be that. I have no reason to believe that's going to happen, though.
We got to see a little something first,
God,
for sure.
Man. Doug Christie's got a lot to figure out, and I don't envy him, but it's an interesting spot to be in. Going to be curious all year long with it. That's for sure.
It's going to be evolving. That's for sure, too.
Yes, that is true, too. A lot of change, a lot of evolution over the course of this 82-game season. We'll take the break. When we come back, Anthony, I know you're going to want to get involved in this conversation. This, in my mind, is one of the biggest mistakes that the NBA has ever made. I'll tell you what it is next on Sactown Sports.
SactownSports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities. and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. Sactownsports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct, to the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Babe, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 22, Montana's first MVP.
Joe Montana won his first Associated Press NFL Most Valuable Player award for the 1989 season when it was announced in January of 1990 after a stellar campaign where he led the Niners to a 14-2 record and threw 26 touchdowns. He was an overwhelming winner, receiving 62 votes to earn the award. The dominance was on display all season as he played in 13 of the regular season games in which the Niners won 11-2. That carried over to the postseason when Montana helped lead San Francisco to a 28-point win over the Vikings in the playoffs, a 27-point win over the Rams in the NFC Championship game, and a 45-point win over the Broncos in the Super Bowl.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
More updates from Niners-Titans training camp.
They're still going.
Their joint practice. Practice is still going, and so are the fights, apparently. It's been scrappy. Apparently, like a lot of the sense that I'm getting from some of the notes that we're seeing from prominent Niners and Titans reporters is that the Niners are definitely the aggressors. They're setting the tone. They're the ones that are maybe being a little too physical, although a couple of Titans have been kicked out of practice for throwing some punches, apparently. Yeah. Niners are trying to instigate a little bit.
I think the biggest thing here that if you're a Niners fan is it looks like they've been good in the red zone before, but like they've been successful in the red zone in these practices. You mentioned Purdy looks good. Defensively, they are winning up front. And that was a worry for, I think, Tennessee this year. They've got, I don't know how much you can take from that because the Titans' offensive line is a massive work in progress. But you take what you can get. If you can win days like this in joint practices, it's definitely a boost of confidence for everyone involved and those who are actually battling for positions too.
Yeah, people have commented on the efficiency of Brock Purdy. Apparently he's developing a good connection already with the rookie Dejon Stribling, which is great. Apparently Deebo Samuel has had a phenomenal day with 3 touchdowns in the red zone during red zone drills, which is really, really good. So the Niners They should be beating the Titans. Let's be honest with you. They should be beating the Titans. So good to see those news and notes.
Osa Ozigidua, the new addition that came over from the Cowboys, my favorite addition in the offseason, technically got a sack on Cam. It would have been a sack.
We'll take those. Need more of those in San Francisco or / Santa Clara, that's for sure. Chris Watkins, is in Santa Clara. He's going to join us. He's taking in practice right now. He'll join us in the 1 o'clock hour at some point to give us.
They just wrapped up.
Practice just ended. Awesome. So he'll give us his in-person perspective on what he noticed from all the scraps and all the plays at joint practice. It sounded like it was lively and a lot of fun. Good work for both teams, I hope. So we'll speak to Chris Watkins in the next hour. But I promised you this. This is genuinely, and you might roll your eyes at this, Kayla. This is one of the biggest mistakes I think the NBA has ever made. And it's completely cosmetic. I came across
a facelift?
No, well, they tried to have a facelift and they never should have.
A botched one.
Kinda.
Okay.
Going away from the 90s logos was one of the worst decisions the NBA ever made. One of the worst decisions the NBA.
I know where you're going on this.
I do have thoughts. You're right.
Ever
I've seen
made.
this today.
Because I retweeted it this morning because I came across it, and every time I see it, it just makes me angry.
Yep.
People were talking about just showing all the 90s logos, and hey, you could only pick 3 and the rest are deleted forever. And the old school Kings logo is in there.
Yep.
The Kings logo from the 90s and 2000s when the Kings should have been NBA champions. That logo is dope. It'll forever be dope. It needs to be brought back permanently, as well as a ton of these logos. Like the Philadelphia 76ers logo needs to come back. The Raptors logo needs to come back. The Pistons logo needs to come back. The Magic logo needs to come back. The NBA I know they modernized all their logos. They're boring. The 90s logos were dope, and one of the biggest mistakes that the NBA ever made was getting all modern and updating them to these clean, simple logos. Boring.
To be fair to the Sixers, they did kind of bring them back. Like their normal jerseys now are kind of their throwbacks.
Permanently.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I think that the Kings remember what they had with DeMarcus? It was so bad with like the bold Kings lettering on those jerseys were horrible.
Was that when they
early
did
2010s?
They did the knight. Remember where they had the graphics with there was a knight with a sword and shield.
It was all
that Kings logo.
I really disliked the Kings stuff after. I like it better now, but 100% the 90s stuff was way better than what we have now as well.
This is what always happens, though.
Nostalgia?
We go back and, whether you were born in that decade or, whatever, you look back and you're like, oh, that was so much better. Mm-hmm. And it's going to happen again. So when we're in the 2030s, they're going to look back on the 2020s and they're going to like the early 20s logos or whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. It's always a form of nostalgia.
I don't think this is nostalgia.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think Anthony's right.
I think, though, that there are the abilities of sports nowadays, we see it in the NFL, to bring back throwback jerseys, because I would say that there are a lot of throwback jerseys that I really, really love. Mm-hmm. And they do that now in the year. They either wear them twice or once or whatever throughout the year.
Yeah, so they typically have their regular jerseys, and they have their city edition, and then they're their Nike Swingman edition is what you're talking about.
Well, the Seahawks and the Bucks, they all have their old 70s jerseys they bring back, the creamsicles, or the Seahawks in the 80s, and they'll bring back the Titans,
Oilers.
Oilers.
Yeah, they're doing that today.
Well, those are actually now their new uniforms.
Which I
they
like.
Redid the whole thing. So I think there's a way to do it in the NBA, where you could have the 90s jersey and the logo, and they can play a home and away, or pick a series that they do it with, so that you could bring it back and still have that nostalgia.
Well, I mean, in the NBA, they already kind of do that. The Kings brought back the old logo every once in a while 2 seasons ago, and what sucked is I think they lost every freaking game that they played on their old school
God. Then
court.
There's always that, though.
Which sucked. But
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is like the NBA logos went full corporate.
Yeah, I don't think they need to bring back old logos. I just think that the current ones suck.
Oh no,
But
I think
but
both.
like they're never going to change them, are they? Or if they
I would
do,
hope
Yeah,
so.
like the Wizards need to rebrand immediately.
yeah.
Like that is
Do you think they'd
horrible.
go back though to
No,
that?
I don't necessarily think that they need to go back. I think their old stuff was better.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
think they need to go back for sure.
I think they need to go back to bullets if they're going to go back. I think the early Wizard stuff I don't like very much either.
Even like the Jordan Blue Wizards.
I honestly don't like the existence of the Wizards. I
Yeah,
think they should still be the Bullets.
Like, I'm looking at the logos, all the logos right now. Like the Celtics logo's been the same forever. The Knicks logo's been the same forever. The Bulls logo is classic.
Like the Cavs logo sucked.
Same thing with the Lakers. The old Cavs.
Yeah,
I agree.
So like it's not like necessarily like we just like the 90s stuff better. It's just like they had more like logos that actually looked good.
Yeah. Well, that's
compared to the weird circle logos we have now.
Yeah,
Half the
it is
teams are
kinda
just circles.
It is. That is actually a good point.
They're
They
all
are
corporate. It's because they're all.
circle-y.
It's all modern, simplistic logo. Like I understand
Yeah,
the
I
Kings
get what you're
logo.
saying.
It's a basketball wearing a crown. It looks clean. It looks nice. It's boring. Give me back the Kings logo that had like jousting sticks and barbershop poles and a random basketball that was getting like in the middle of it. Bring these back.
I like the current Kings font. I like the way that they have it on the jersey. I also don't like the new logo that looks like the old Royals logo. Like that's what they were going for,
Yeah,
right?
the lion.
And the one that's half the basketball is what the old
Yeah.
Royals logo used to be. I don't like that one very much, but it's just like you could figure something new out that's still good. I don't think you necessarily need to go back because also the Kings have an issue of being way too nostalgic for the only time that they were really, really good.
That part's fair.
So I think that you could figure something out that's new, that's still good. Currently, they just are all bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, that is what they did though. They took away all the because a lot of these are detailed. These old logos, there's
art.
But like I appreciate the Hornets. I appreciate the let's see, what's the other good one? I mean, the
New
Lakers.
Hornets is awesome.
The old Timberwolves logo is amazing, and they should
Where is
never
it
have
at?
gotten rid of it. The wolf with the trees.
Oh, yeah. I love the
It's
Spurs.
really
I love
good. And
the
they kind of
Spurs.
brought it back, too. They just recently did a
Yes, they did.
rebrand where
And
they kind of changed it. So, like, you don't have to necessarily go all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
You were so right. I do have a lot of thoughts on this.
No, I think you absolutely should go all the way in.
I think that you can make new things.
The Memphis Grizzlies logo needs to be the Vancouver Grizzlies logo. It needs to be. I know you rebranded when you changed cities. I don't care.
Oh.
The Grizzlies logo is dope.
that is
I've
cool.
never been a fan of the Spurs colors of their logo because it just contrasted, but that's San Antonio.
You don't like that the color scheme?
I've never
I
the
love that.
pastels with then the black and white Spurs logo was always like it threw you off, but it's because it's very specific to San Antonio.
Yeah, I love it.
Those bright pastel colors are San Antonio.
Yeah.
Which is why I understand it. The old purple and dark green of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Don't like the
freaking rad.
Mavericks.
You don't like the M with the hat?
Nah, don't like that at all.
Yeehaw, Mavericks.
Yeah, I like the new Mavericks.
Yeah,
but the
I
new
like
Mavericks
ones
logo
better.
is like what they had in 05. They haven't
Right.
changed it in forever. And it's a good logo.
The Orlando Magic one, way better.
That one is dope.
Way better. The Clippers logo, way better. Oh, we have a ship. Cool. I don't care. Use the old Clippers logo that used to look like an igloo.
The Warriors is kind of cheesy though.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, it's been the same forever. Like that goes in with like the Knicks and
Mhm.
those ones that just like literally haven't changed. Same with Portland. I think Portland's been that weird circle thing forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. At least it was one of the first circle ones.
Yeah.
Remember when
They
the
started
Jazz
it.
we're gonna be neon yellow sometimes.
Yeah, they did that when they rebranded.
Yeah, and they've already scrapped that.
Yeah, because they went. And
'Cause
they went
that's
to purple.
insane that they did that.
Yeah, it was certainly a choice. The
Yeah.
Jazz logo's sick too, with the mountains in the background. Man,
Yeah,
it's
that
it's
one's
crazy
cool.
that I can look at these logos and deeply associate them with
The
players.
Cavs is awful. It looks like clip art.
Yeah, the Cavs
It's so
is
bad.
The Cavs just literally looks like clip art I used to
And
use.
before that it was worse.
The Cavs
were a
Oh,
joke.
the
Cavs.
horse one.
Yeah, it was all just so bad.
Yikes.
But I would say in general, like if you can have one, you can bring back all the '90s logos or keep the modern logos, even with some of the '90s logos, some of them being bad, like the Cavs. I'd bring back the '90s so quick.
Yeah.
I think
There's some
the,
good stuff on
I think
there
the
for sure.
The rebrand that the NBA did is just so boring.
Now that you click over though,
Look how
the
boring
first
it
thing I
is.
think of is circle.
Yeah, they're all
That is
circles.
and keeping the parameter of like even like size.
The freaking Brooklyn Nets. It's a white basketball with a B on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best we can do. The Washington Wizards logo never made sense. It's a basketball with a magic wand, and it's blue and red. Who cares?
The old Nets stuff was so cool, too. Like the Jason Kidd era Nets stuff.
I do like the Jazz note. Like, I do like that it's a note. It's clean.
Utah.
But it's boring. That's Kayla again. It's clean, but it's boring. Who knows what the hell the Pelicans thing is? Just
Oh, they're about to be gone anyway.
just mid. These logos suck.
They are pretty bad.
Bring back the 90s logos, man. The biggest mistake the NBA ever made. Adam Silver, fix it.
He don't fix nothing.
I know. He makes it more complicated. Well, the NBA logos are the epitome of more complicated. Just bring them back. Bring them back! Let's get to Kayla's 2-minute drill, shall we? Including another big payday by a big name in the NFL. Kayla's got that for us and more next on Kayla's 2-minute drill. Sactown Sports.
Football is back.
This is Sactown, baby!
And Sactown Sports 1140 is your home for primetime NFL games this season.
This is Kevin Harlan of Westwood One. Catch all the NFL primetime action.
Catch Monday, Thursday, and Sunday night football, international games, the NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl right here on Sactown Sports all season long. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Is that a new bump on your dog's neck? Or is that bump just a part of his neck? Could be a bug bite or something way worse.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Wait, there's another bump right by the first bump.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This Green and Gold Injury Report is brought to you by the law firm at Gingery, Hammer, and Associates. If you get in an injury, just call Gingery. Zach Geloff started his rehab assignment in Las Vegas, coming off his knee injury, going 3 for 10 with a home run in Las Vegas. Jeffrey Spring went on the 15-day IL for right hip discomfort, though the MRI was negative for any acute injury. Nick Kurtz received an ultrasound-guided injection on his right thumb. No timeline has been announced on his return to the Green and Gold.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is, what makes us different from other law firms?
At Gingery, Hammer, and Associates, we handle your case from beginning to the end.
Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether it must go into litigation, or whether it has to go all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see. The new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's
Sound Styles. With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason. Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples, all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
Now through August 31st at Big O Tires, receive $80 to $120 in instant savings on 4 select in-stock Netson, Nitto, or Sumitomo tires with installation bridges. Disposal fees extra, not good with other offers. See your locally owned Big O Tires dealer for pricing.
It's time for the 2-minute drill. Kayla Anderson has the ball, and she's taking us around the world of football. It's Kayla's 2-minute drill on Matt and Kayla.
Kayla, the paydays just keep on coming in the NFL, don't they?
They sure do, but I'm actually going to start with something different.
Oh, I'm getting pump faked?
Well, because I didn't add it, and
False start?
It's not breaking news. It came out earlier today.
Okay.
But I hadn't added it yet
So
to the
what's the
2-minute
lower third?
drill. So, favorite M&M.
I don't get it yet, I guess.
Okay, well, let me explain it before you give me the buzzer.
Yeah, Anthony, get ready to hit it
My
again.
goodness. Favorite M&M. Because the Minnesota Vikings came out today and said that they have indeed named Kyler Murray as the starting quarterback over J.J. McCarthy. Murray versus McCarthy. Favorite M&M. I think that is very brilliant, and I actually just thought of it on.
That is impressive.
I literally
for on
just
the spot.
thought about it.
I'm impressed for on the spot. I'll stop there.
Why? I mean, what's bad about it? Favorite M&M. Everybody has their favorite color or their favorite type.
If it was like Mike McCarthy, there's an
Murray and McCarthy.
Yeah, but
That's
both of them,
That's
though.
both of them.
Favorite M&M, but you have to choose
Your
one
favorite
of them.
M, not your favorite M&M.
But I'm trying to make a play on M&Ms.
I know. I'm very impressed.
You
came
guys are
up
really
with
trying to pick apart my stuff. You need to quiet down. All right.
Team Skittles.
Anyways, the Minnesota Vikings have named Kyler Murray indeed the starter. I don't think this is like anything that people were surprised
What?
with.
Shocking.
Yeah. Now, I always say this about people like Kyler Murray, players like Kyler Murray. Like his worst enemy is himself in this situation. If Kyler Murray wants a second chance at his career, wants a payday by the Vikings or another team, because this is a 1-year deal right now, he's got to make the most of it, and he's his worst enemy, like his own worst enemy. We saw it in Arizona, whether it be not going and studying the playbook or not taking things seriously. I think Kyler at times got in his own way. He has a chance to redeem himself, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Also going to be interesting to see what the hell happens to J.J. McCarthy, because it seems at this point it's over in Minnesota for McCarthy.
How many times are we going to see shots of him just pouting on the sidelines?
He doesn't seem to be really taking things well.
Not at all. It's been that way from the jump.
Yeah.
But we always see those shots of the starter comes out of the game and sits down on the bench and holds the iPad, and his backup is usually right next to him and they're talking through it.
Exactly.
Is J.J. McCarthy going to be there? Or is he just going to be sitting there, arms crossed, like, I should be playing. This guy sucks.
Well, he's got to just hope that if it's not here, that he gets another chance somewhere else. And we know it's happened before. I'm not a huge believer in McCarthy. That's just my own personal opinion. But we've seen crazier things. All right.
Tortilla Jackson says Murray is a peanut M&M.
There we go. There we go. As long as he's not a peanut butter's the best. And Murray kind of,
you and my
I don't
wife.
root for either of those guys. Let's just be honest. Grinnin' Quinnen.
I like this one.
So, thank you.
I like this one.
Dallas Cowboys and defensive tackle Quinnen Williams did, in fact, agree to a 3-year extension. That is up to $105.9 million. And my girl, Miss Nicole Lynn, did it again. Dude, that girl is balling this offseason. She's gotten so many of her clients just
Cashing in.
big time bucks. Like, I would love to be her assistant. Hey, Nicole, if you're listening.
Her 10%
Yeah,
is cashing in.
I would love that. But in all seriousness, Quinnen Williams has definitely deserved this payday. And he's somebody who's been with the Cowboys, of course, since 2026 when they drafted him. And he was a second-round pick that year. So, sorry. The Jets drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys acquired him at the trade deadline, but he was a second-round pick in 2026.
He had the famous bless you to himself, right?
Yeah.
That was like his moment. He sneezed and then blessed himself.
He's an interesting cat. I interviewed him in 2019 at the draft in Nashville, and I can't remember exactly what his outfit was, but I believe he had like Power Rangers inside, like his what is it called? Jacket.
Oh,
Like the lapels or whatever.
The liner.
The liner or whatever you call it. He's an interesting cat. All right, moving on. Arnold, there's nothing special about this. I'm just letting you know this. Arnold to the Emerald City, question mark.
Love that
Again,
one.
not all of them are supposed to be this.
Witty.
Just sometimes when I get there. Seattle Seahawks coach Mike McDonald said that the team actually has interest in signing Terrion Arnold. Do we all remember what happened to Terrion earlier? He was released by the Detroit Lions, who actually drafted him in the first round in 2024, because last June, late June, I should say, less than a week after he was arrested in Tampa, Florida on felony charges, that of course being in connection with the robbery and kidnapping. So this is not, he has not been accused of, like, he hasn't been, what's the word I'm looking for?
Convicted?
He's not been convicted. So I don't know how this is going to play out when it's all said and done. But, like, teams are actually bringing him in for workouts, and they're probably going to roll the dice on him at some point.
Can I try? Can I try one? Anthony, you ready? Get the button ready.
I'm here.
Oh, my God.
M. Arnold City?
No.
Emerald? M. Arnold? Screw y'all.
really
Y'all
bad.
ain't no talent.
No,
That
I
is
think that
really
that's like
bad.
a delivery problem.
Emerald.
I think there's something there.
M. Arnold.
First of all, you're not convincing when you have to say M. Arnold.
M. Arnold. Emerald. M. Arnold.
M. Arnold City?
Favorite M&M.
That's a great one.
M. Arnold City. Emerald. M. Arnold.
Okay,
I get it.
You're trying way too hard at this point.
Me?
Yes. I don't try. They just come to me.
I don't try is my favorite.
Speaking of Bye Bye Bridgewater, that should be a book. Thank you.
What?
I like that one.
I love it.
It is a book.
Bye Bye
It
Bridgewater.
sounds like a
And
book.
alliteration,
No,
you just...
you're thinking Bye Bye Birdie.
Yeah, it works.
You cannot, though, go wrong with alliteration in life. It just makes everything sound so much better.
That's leaving.
Quarterback,
you
quarterback
like
Teddy
goldfish.
Bridgewater said this time his decision to retire is going to stick. So he has officially retired again.
Water under the bridge.
But he says
That's
that
good.
was
That's
really
good.
Screw you guys.
That was mine.
Screw you guys.
But he
Water
says
yeah,
he
that's
said
good.
it is time. So Teddy Bridgewater is in fact done. He's 33. He's not coming out of retirement again. I don't know if he'll go back to being a high school coach. We'll see. But Teddy, thanks for your service. But bye-bye Bridgewater.
Bye Bye Bridgewater. Yeah. Awesome.
That's it. 2-minute drill.
I did like the last one though. Can you just say the last one really, really quick? The last lower third? Or do you want to save it for tomorrow?
Oh, this one was so good. No, I got to do it now because it's going to be out of date. Lowmark Stadium.
I like that one. No, I like that
Let's
one.
go!
I like that
because
one
the
as well.
Buffalo Bills have responded to a group of fans expressing frustration about the sightlines from certain areas of the team's new Highmark Stadium.
What did they say? Screw you, bucko. Pay for more
They
expensive
said
tickets.
they're looking into it.
Looking into what? Breaking the wall down?
Already
You built
made.
the stadium.
Right?
We're looking into
it's
it.
a business response.
Hey, we're
all
moving
right?
back to the old stadium for a year. We got to demolish and start over. Lowmark Stadium. I enjoyed that
Oh,
one.
goodness.
We'll take the break. When we come back, apparently, Kyle Shanahan is about to speak with the media. Chris Watkins is there in Santa Clara, so he will join us when press conferences are all wrapping up. But we're starting today our division previews. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we will preview a division, and we're beginning with the NFC East. We'll do that, plus Chris Watkins joining us from Niners Titans joint practice in the final hour, and one
one of the strangest delays in baseball you will ever see. It happened between the Red Sox and the Blue Jays yesterday. We got all that coming in the final hour of the show. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Instagram and X at Sactown 1140 to see the best moments from all your favorite shows and up-to-the-minute live reactions and updates on the Kings, 49ers, and more. That's at Sactown 1140 on Instagram and X. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Need a reason to hit the range this week? Well, Hagen Oaks has two. Monday nights are happy hour all night long with special pricing on hot dogs and ice-cold beer while you hit balls under the lights. Then Thursday, join the new Top Tracer competition nights. Play Pebble Beach, compete in closest to the pin, long drive, and more with fun interactive games for every skill level. Grab your friends and make Hagen Oaks your weeknight destination. Visit HagenOaks.com for more details. Hagen Oaks Driving Range, more games, more laughs, more reasons to play.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader.
Thursday, a preseason game that could not be more different for both teams. Kayla, you were just saying during the break, Robert
Two
Saleh
opposites.
is going to be playing his starters
for more than a series. It said Most starters, he said.
And as for Kyle Shanahan,
Better probably be playing almost none of the starters.
Yeah.
So you're going to see the Niners like backups going against the Tennessee Titans starters for a minute at least.
I'm still curious if that means we're going to see Mac Jones start or if
I know.
I'm very
I
curious.
hope someone asks that today in the presser. Actually.
Well, we can ask Chris Watkins when he connects with us here
Yeah.
very shortly because he
Maybe
was
he's
in
getting-
the presser.
That's right. So they're done with the presser. So he went in there.
It sounds like he's finding
Okay.
a spot right now to connect with us. So we will
Perfect.
hear from Chris Watkins very, very shortly. As soon as we have him, Anthony will let us know. In the meantime, we are going to begin our division previews today. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we will preview a division for the next few weeks. That should lead us all the way up to opening week of the NFL season. We're starting today in the NFC East. So just a reminder, last year, the NFC East, the Philadelphia Eagles won it, and it was not close. They went 11-6. The next closest was the Dallas Cowboys at 7-9. The Washington Commanders 5-12. The New York Giants 4-13. The Eagles were the only team, obviously above 500, also the only team with a positive scoring differential. The other three teams very much struggled. I still, at least in my opinion, Kayla, it's very much still the Philadelphia Eagles division to win. But will the Dallas Cowboys put up more of a fight? And what will John Harbaugh's New York Giants look like? That's something I'm very curious about. We'll get
back to that.
we'll
Yeah,
get
but we
back
got Chris now.
to
So
our division previews in just a little bit. But joining us from Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, I would like to know if you've got bumps or bruises or a black eye. Did any shrapnel hit you from all the fighting at camp today? Chris Watkins was out there at the joint practice between the Niners and Titans. Joins us right now. Chris, what did you see and how bad was it? How bloody?
Yeah, Matt. I mean, if the electrical substation doesn't get you, the swinging punches will. And the 49ers and Titans just started off today's joint practice with a bang, to say the least. I mean, I saw that it circulated on Twitter once I got off the field. We're not really allowed to have our phones out there a ton. But I saw that everybody else pretty much had blown up my phone already, saying, like, is this real? Is this real? It was incredibly real. And I'm actually here to report that, we can settle on semantics or whatever, but there was probably like 7 fight/at least dust ups that you could consider between these two teams. Like the Niners defense probably started 5 of them.
Yeah.
But the physicality was absolutely through the roof, and it's the cliche of all cliches when it comes to football, but you're just dying to hit somebody else who's not your teammate, and that was incredibly clear, especially from the Niners side today.
Chris Watkins joining us from Santa Clara. By the way, background is very good. Looks very nice.
He's
there,
in the
Chris.
lower bowl
awesome, man.
suites area.
I know.
man.
I was like, that looks legit, man. And it even matches your outfit
The
and
field
everything.
is like right next to me. It's incredible. Yeah, this place is absolutely incredible. Matt kind of gave me a little bit of the breakdown in terms of what to expect when I came down here. Kayla,
Yeah.
I know you were down here last week, but this place is just absolutely top notch. The practice facility is wonderful. And yeah, I mean, if you, the substation is 100% absolutely there, but besides that, I mean, there's really nothing that you could say is out of place here at the Niners facility, which is again, directly attached to Levi Stadium. It's really incredible.
When it comes to the Niners defense, so obviously came out, things were chippy, but it settled down a little. It looks to be that the defense won the day.
Yeah.
I would say maybe what can you tell us in more detail about that statement?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, kind of with the skirmishes or the dust-ups, like the Niners defense was absolutely the aggressor today.
Yeah.
But I thought on both sides of the ball, the Niners really dominated. They kind of split the field up and had, the Tennessee 1 offense going against the Niners 1 defense on one field, and then the inverse on the other. And so it was, a little bit tough. You kind of had to look at one play right as the other one's ending. But it just seemed like every time, no matter which field you looked at, on the Niners defensive side, they were absolutely hounding the ball. It was a lot of just bootleg dump offs from the Titans side. They really didn't look explosive. And then on the other side of the field, quite literally, the Niners just booming explosive plays. It felt like every single time. Demarcus Robinson had a fantastic practice. He caught a couple touchdowns. The one thing that definitely stood out to me is we saw Deebo Samuel back in the backfield. By my count, there was 3 designed runs for Deebo Samuel. And, I think towards the end of his first 49ers tenure, you kind of saw them go away from that a little bit. And it was very interesting to me to see Deebo Samuel back in the building and immediately kind of bringing those plays back into the offense. It's not as if, Kyle Shanahan just kind of had those plays continually in his offense once Deebo Samuel left. We really saw that it was a Deebo specific play packages that he had. And it seems like all of those are back.
Chris Watkins joining us, Sactown Sports Zone down in Santa Clara, covering the Niners and Titans joint practice today. Chris, first and foremost, you got to see the electrical substation up close and personal. How's the ACL? How's the Achilles? Does it feel weaker? Are you okay?
I can't lie. I played volleyball last night, and so my knees were a little bit shaky coming into today. I have a softball game on Thursday that I'm a little bit nervous for. I might call for a DH, might at least call for some pinch runners because, it's. I mean, you guys have both been here now.
You can't miss it, dude.
I know, it is kind of scary.
I mean, it's some stadiums have beautiful mountain backdrops, some have beautiful city skylines, and this stadium has a backdrop straight up. The practice facility is just completely consumed on the left-hand side by the electrical substation. It's pretty incredible. And as I was driving up here, it was a long drive, 2.5-hour drive. I was listening to some football NFL podcasts and multiple NFL podcast talking about the electrical substation. It's really amazing how it really isn't just a local story. It really has completely taken over, I think, a Niners narrative to where I almost wonder, like, is there 1 or 2 free agents that they've lost because somebody is superstitious enough to realistically be like that. I hear enough about it, and it is physically like you cannot avoid it. If you are at a 49ers practice, it is there. It is just absolutely there.
Kayla,
unavoidable.
It was funny to see because obviously you have your connections to Tennessee Titans Twitter, how jarring it was for Titans fans and Titans media.
Yeah.
Like, God, it is right there.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know until you get down there. Like Chris, you mentioned, I went down there just briefly, a week ago, and I knew it was like a little bit crazy, but when you're actually there and you look to the left, wherever you are, or the right, and it's like, oh God, it's like, this is, and again, you said the trees got cut down, so that's a big reason why it's even bigger. Chris, when you looked at Brock Purdy today, when you had a chance, and I know it's hard to watch both fields, it looks like he had a good day. Not only did he have a good day, but it seems to feel like there's something building with him and the rookie Dejon Stribling.
Yeah, Brock was really, really good today. Every time I looked over, he was making plays. And I will also give credit to Mac Jones. Kaylee, it's a little bit tough, especially without binoculars, to be able to tell what's going on in the mix of things. And to Mac Jones's credit, and really, maybe you can extend that to Kyle Shanahan and just the fact that they've been doing this for so long and have it down to a system. But the 49ers offense just looked like a machine all day. Like, it kind of didn't look like it really mattered who was in at quarterback. They were absolutely going, but Brock was making plays left and right. You saw him rolling out, you saw him keeping plays alive, and really making throws left and right. Like, I saw a beautiful layered ball downfield. He had a couple deep balls, one to Deebo Samuel, one again to Demarcus Robinson, who I thought had probably the biggest standout day of anybody. I think Brock looked exactly how you would want him to look. And I'm just leaving the Kyle Shanahan press conference, and he pretty much said the same thing. He said, I expect to see good things from Brock, so I pretty much am only looking or noticing the bad plays. And today he said Brock really didn't have many bad plays that he noticed. And I took down in their red zone drill, Brock was 4 for 6 with 3 touchdowns. So really can't get much better than that. And he spread it around to 3 different receivers. So the Niners, again, really just looked like they were clicking on all cylinders today on both sides.
Chris, I was just going to ask you about Kyle Shanahan's press conference. First and foremost, how awesome is that press conference room at Levi Stadium? It's amazing that they built. And then second, anything else from what Shanahan said that stood out to you?
Yeah, Matt, I thought it was a player for a second. I was like, is this where they're watching film?
It's like
we got embroidered seats.
It's like
it
a
really
theater.
Is. I mean, There was probably, not because there wasn't a lot of media members, but there was probably 40 to 50, empty seat. Like they are prepared to have the World Cup here. They are prepared to have a Super Bowl here, no doubt. Matt, that room is absolutely ridiculous. What was your question about Kyle Shanahan?
Just anything that stood out to you other than the seats in the room.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a little bit talking about, especially with Robert Saleh in the building with the Titans there today, talking about some of the differences between Raheem Morris coming in this year as the DC and Robert Saleh. And the one thing that kind of stood out to me, especially as you think about how this Niners defense is going to look moving forward, what does it look like with Fred Warner, who, by the way, is just a ball of energy. Like that guy, you cannot miss him on the field. He makes sure of it. But just kind of the difference in not necessarily relying so much on Fred Warner, but just, again, more posing it in the sense of, I believe the phrasing he used is Raheem Morris kind of majors in DBs where Robert Saleh was like he majored in linebackers, I believe is the phrasing that Shanahan used, and kind of more so using that in the sense of in the past or with Robert or under Robert Saleh, the Niners kind of ran this scheme where essentially they put their two linebackers in the middle of their secondary and their front line and said, you guys can pretty much free roam and get whatever comes your way. And pretty much said, the big difference or how I interpreted it was the big difference that Raheem Morris might be implementing this year, is just more cornerbacks out there, more cornerback reliance on cornerbacks making tackles and plays in open field. And I think, with Fred Warner coming off a pretty serious injury, I know he wanted to come back last season, but I think the Niners have been pretty fortunate to have some incredible linebackers throughout these past 15, 20 years. And I think what Kyle Shanahan is maybe trying to lean into with this Raheem Morris regime is maybe just a little bit of more team-oriented, hey, let's not rely on these all-world Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, and then followed by Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner as those guys get longer in the tooth. Maybe we kind of need to bring in a little bit more of a team-oriented defensive scheme.
Chris Watkins is joining us from Santa Clara. He was at joint practices between the Niners and the Titans today, and he's bringing us the latest. Speaking of Kyle Shanahan in that presser, so we saw Nick Bosa obviously did not practice again. He did not participate in joint practices. We did see some pressure from that line. I read that Osa Odigizua got technically it would have been a sack on Cameron Ward. But what did, if anything, Shanahan say about Bosa, or maybe are there any concerns there?
Yeah, he was asked directly about Nick Bosa and his injury, and pretty much, I won't say he shooed it off, but he pretty much said it's tendonitis that is typical with knee injuries and things like that. And so I'm not saying that he completely said like Bosa's going to be fine, there's nothing to worry about, but he pretty much said this is nothing unexpected. I'll just say that. Now, is he healthy? That again was not fully said, but he definitely pretty much said like this is not out of our plan here when it comes to Bosa, and also extended that to CMC as well. Pretty much, he was more so asked with CMC, is this something that you see lingering throughout the season, or is this something where you see him kind of taking care of the injury and then once it's healed, we don't need to worry about it, as has just been the case with Christian McCaffrey throughout his injury-riddled career. And again, Shanahan pretty much tempered it and said there's nothing really that they're concerned about in terms of the lingering injury. Now, we know Christian McCaffrey obviously has a couple different things that tend to flare up, but when it comes to this specifically, they're not concerned about this being a long-term issue.
Chris, you had a long day. You got to get home before we let you go. Can I throw a curveball at you real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
He says sure.
I just scared Chris, and I know.
I know he's like, dang it.
I am nervous.
The biggest story in the NFL today: Kyler Murray named the starter of your Minnesota Vikings. Reaction?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I would say I'm surprised at how early. Like we didn't even get a preseason game in before they announced it. But I think at the end of the day, like once Kyler Murray was brought in this offseason, I think the writing was a little bit on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I think, in fairness to Kevin O'Connell, a true quarterback competition. But I just think that J.J. McCarthy was going to have to play so well to try and usurp what, because again, they can just run out Kyler Murray, and if it doesn't work out, they can always go back to the JJ McCarthy plan. But there was no way in my mind that they could have started JJ McCarthy this season or week 1 and then brought in Kyler Murray later in the year and expect him to just kind of stay locked in as he came in to be the starter and then would have gotten benched. So this seemed like the most logical sense. And I expect big things from this Vikings offense. I'm not expecting Kyler Murray to be in the MVP conversation by any stretch, but the Vikings have had pretty terrible quarterback play for about as long as I can remember. And if Kyler Murray can literally just be a league average quarterback, which is kind of to an extent what he's been throughout his career, the Vikings offense and their weapons should be enough to, I think, really, really compete for the NFC North. Like, I really think that people are still overhyping the Detroit Lions. And I think, I think the Bears are a legitimate problem, but I think the Vikings are absolutely going to be in the thick of it. They were a game over 500 last year, and they had JJ McCarthy, Carson Wentz, and Max Brosmer, I think, started a couple games for them. So, can we just get some solid quarterback play in Minnesota, please?
Chris, as a Raider fan, I'm going to choose to ignore part of what you said. Kirk Cousins is a wonderful quarterback and the perfect mentor for Fernando Mendoza.
You want to talk about fights during training camp? Yeah, we can talk about fights during training camp, and we'll talk about your Raiders and Max Crosby.
Listen, I wouldn't square up to Max Crosby. Kirk Cousins is a baller.
Him and his chains.
He's certainly something.
Chris, you're phenomenal, man. Amazing work out there. Drive home safe, and we can't wait to see you back. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you very soon back here in the 916.
Absolutely. I'll get home as soon as I can.
Drive
Thanks,
safe.
Chris.
Drive fast. Pick us up something on the way back.
Drive fast?
Well, don't drive too
Jeez
fast.
Louise, he doesn't need a ticket.
Like, you know what I mean. Not like too fast.
Pick us up something. Get us in and out.
Just don't go driving past Levi Stadium like you're
Brandon
Ayuk, but you can get home quickly, expedite, get past the traffic.
Oh, goodness. Good stuff.
Good stuff from Chris there. Great coverage out there for Sactown Sports at joint practices
And
today.
he avoided fights. He did not get into a scuffle. He didn't get punched on accident.
No, but I think he wanted to fight me about that Kyler Murray question.
Definitely.
He got mad at me.
Definitely.
He got mad at me. NFC East previews. Getting back to that, our division preview, like we were saying. The Philadelphia Eagles 11-6 last season. The Cowboys 7-9. Commanders 5-12, and the Giants 4-13. It still feels like it's the Eagles' division to win, Kayla. The Cowboys are always expected to be more competitive, certainly better than 7-9-1, to be fair. They had a tie last season. But everybody is curious about year 2 of Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, and John Harbaugh. What can he do with the New York Football Giants?
It's a lot to expect in just this first year where they're still really young in New York. But I have heard early on that the culture is being changed immediately. And expectations from Harbaugh in terms of what the identity of this team needs to be, the toughness that this team needs to, go with, that is starting to form quickly. So clearly these youngsters are taking on the identity of their coach because that's what John Harbaugh is, right? That's why he lasted for so long in Baltimore.
Yeah.
I think that that's still a ways out. Like there's still a lot of maturing of the players and getting used to the NFL that needs to happen there. And addition of acquiring a talent over the next couple of years. But I think that they'll climb that ladder. But yeah, I think it's Philadelphia's division still until otherwise proven by Dallas to dethrone them. Because Dallas they've got talent too. That's never the issue in Dallas. But until Dallas can prove to me that they can figure this crap out with the talent that they do have, I just am never convinced.
It would not surprise me at all if the Dallas Cowboys threaten the Eagles to win the division. But to your point, it's like, show me first.
Prove it,
show
right?
me.
It's like the man crying wolf or whatever in a weird way. Like, they're always crying that they've got enough to win it all.
Yeah,
and
well, they do.
They're shouting from the rooftop, Jerry, at least.
I shouldn't say win it all, but they do have enough to win the division.
They do, but they just either they get in their own way or Jerry Jones gets in their way by doing dumb things like trading Micah Parsons, which we've seen before. The Commanders are the interesting one.
I was just going to ask you because somebody has to be the bottom of the division.
Yeah.
I don't think the Commanders are terrible, certainly if you look at like the Cardinals in the NFC West. But from Jaden Daniels, the unknown, to the huge hit to their offensive line in terms of injuries.
Laramie Tunsil got hurt.
I feel like the Commanders are bottom of the division.
And I think the biggest thing, unfortunately, this is when then it always goes to one player. And it is going to Jaden Daniels. I mean, he's the quarterback. He's the one that came out his rookie year and showed big time, you-know-whats, to take his team to where he took them in the postseason. And unfortunately, he wasn't healthy last year. There was some issues with, the offense and being able to stay healthy overall. But they haven't gotten off to, like you said, the best start in camp with healthy bodies. And when you are down your best left tackle in Laramie Tunsil and he's out for a good chunk, that's a big part of Jaden Daniels. Like, whoever's stepping up better step up big, because Jaden Daniels needs to stay healthy first and foremost. You got to keep him upright.
Do you think it's a two-horse race in the NFC East between the Eagles and Cowboys, or can the Giants insert themselves into the run?
I wouldn't. Look, I'm never going to, put anything past John Harbaugh, because I do think he's one of the best in the league.
But give him a year to establish things?
I think you give him another year. And again, you got to make sure that you are also instilling, discipline in your players to be smart players. Jackson Dart, this goes out to you, who suffered a couple concussions last year. It's Cam Scadaboo, this goes out to you. I know we love him because he plays hard and he runs hard, but you want to be able to help your team, not be hurting your team because you're not on the field.
One thing that's interesting about the Eagles, even though they ran away with the division in terms of record, they only went 3-3 in division play. Technically, the Cowboys had a better divisional record going 4-2. Things can change over the course of the year. Obviously, the Eagles, from Jalen Hurts to now the A.J. Brown being gone, and they're just trying to retool and get everybody back on the same page, including head coach Nick Sirianni. But that number makes me think maybe the gap in the division shouldn't be looked at as widely as the record indicated.
I agree. And I think Philly has just as many questions this year because A.J. Brown is no longer an excuse of being a cancer in the locker room. And now all the focus is on Jalen Hurts. Is it Jalen's really last year here, or do they want to move on from him? So you have to overcome that. As a quarterback, that's a lot when that's all that's being heard. Offensive coordinator, different, right? Like in terms of what they've been going through in the last few years with offensive coordinators and being able to be on the same page as Jalen Hurts. There's just a lot of questions in Philly, as there always are, but they always seem to figure out how to stay on the top.
So give me your prediction. Who is winning the NFC East this year if you were to call your shot?
I'm going to go with the Eagles again.
I think I am going to say the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. And I'm not mad at you for that. I'm not mad at you for that.
Hell, it might even be like a game.
Yeah. I don't think that's a bad decision.
At some point, Dallas has to show up. They've got the talent.
I keep saying that.
Right, exactly. I feel like I'm stupid.
I think it'll be more so the Eagles get their wings clipped than Dallas really figuring it out.
I'm going to take Dallas, but out of hesitation. The Eagles should win the division.
We're so confident.
The Eagles should win the division. That's our first division preview. On Thursday, we will preview the AFC East, featuring the reigning AFC champion, New England Patriots, the Buffalo Bills, and then the lowly Dolphins and Jets. We'll talk about them on Thursday to continue our division previews. We'll take the break. When we come back, I know not too many people are watching baseball right now, but if you watched the Red Sox and Blue Jays game, you sat through a 15-minute delay. That was one of the weirdest, strangest delays that had to do with the scoreboard malfunctioning, kinda, and then a weird, random, crazy rule that the umpires stumbled through explaining. It was a mess. We'll tell you about it next on Sactown Sports.
Football is back.
This is Sactown, baby!
And Sactown Sports 1140 is your home for primetime NFL games this season.
This is Kevin Harlan of Westwood One. Catch all the NFL primetime action.
Catch Monday, Thursday, and Sunday night football, international games, the NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl right here on Sactown Sports all season long. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Sky River Casino and Joel Gott Wines. More info at CITPFest.com.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see. The new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Make This the Summer sales event?
Right now, you can save up to $19,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 crew cabs. You also get the 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 19,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 1500 crew cab after dealer discount and factory incentives. Incentives may include 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade. 500 military first responder bonus cash for eligible members. At least 5 of this net savings excludes tax, title, and license fees. See dealer for details.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please, don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Really quick note out of Las Vegas Raiders training camp from our friend Sam Warren. Clint Kubiak said that the Raiders starters will play in their preseason game on Thursday.
Okay.
Also, Fernando Mendoza is going to get, quote, plenty of experience.
There we go. So, yeah.
I
like to see it.
Sam said Kubiak didn't get into specifics, but said that the team has a plan for how much he wants the 1s, 2s, and 3s to play. So we should see a lot of the big names for the Raiders on Thursday in their preseason opener against, who are they playing, Arizona, I want to say?
And they are definitely, I just saw this from
Arizona.
From their coach, Mike LaFleur. They're playing everyone. They said, whoever's available, they're going to be on field.
Well, duh. They have no one, so you got to play everyone.
No matter who it is. And then I did see earlier today, too, the Bengals are going to be, Zach Taylor said he's going to be playing his starters, including Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, for at least a series there. So it looks like, at least in the first preseason game of the year, there are some coaches that are going to put their starters out there. Might not be for long, but going to put them out there for a series or so.
One of the weirdest delays you will ever see happened yesterday in Major League Baseball. The Red Sox versus the Blue Jays in Toronto. So what happened essentially is that the scoreboard in center field showed that the Red Sox had 2 outs. Well, it turns out they only had 1 of them. So there's a routine pop fly. The runners, thinking that there are 2 outs, run, advance, and a double play ensues because it is caught. They throw the runner out at second. But it wasn't just the Red Sox that thought there were 2 outs. Like the pitcher and catcher for Toronto started walking back to the dugout while the play was still going on. Everybody thought that there were 2 outs.
Sure.
So there's this big delay because at first they're talking about, like, are they talking about putting the runners back on just because there's a scoreboard malfunction? No, it turned into something more than that. Apparently, because the runner crossed home plate before the other runner was thrown out for not tagging up, it's called the 4th out rule or something ridiculous, which means the runner is allowed to score.
Jeez Louise.
And it took 15 minutes for them to figure this out. Here is, Anthony, if you don't mind putting my computer up, here is the umpire and the broadcasters attempting to explain what in the hell is going on.
Okay, so what we have here is we have a time play, meaning when the third out was made at first base with the runner not tagging up. The runner that was on third base also did not tag, but crossed home plate before the third out was made at first base.
The run's going to count.
So that is a time play. We are going to New York to do a rules check.
There is a timing rule. There's a chance that they're going to count this run from Siegler. If he crosses home plate, it's a strange rule, if I have it right. But they will go to first base.
They're walking off.
And they actually get Sogard out at first. If they threw it to third base, it wouldn't count. But they threw it to first. I think it's actually called maybe the 4th out rule. Once a player leaves the fair territory, that run's going to count. I think it's going to be a 2-1 game. Once the defensive team leaves the ball field, somebody needs to stay in the field. If that's the case, they can run over and tag third, and they will get technically a 4th out.
All right, after calling New York, getting it all straight out, the run is going to score. Into the inning, 2 runs for Toronto, 1 run for Boston.
Okay, can I please that right there, that ump, I would never want that position at that time.
Listen.
That would be so tough.
The umpire started, so the umpire who never goes really on loudspeaker unless they're saying it's an ADS call, turns to the crowd and he doesn't start with anything. He goes, okay.
Yeah, because he knows.
Listen, this is stupid and you're going to think it's stupid, but it's a rule and let me explain it to you like we're 4.
I applaud him.
What a mess.
If I were in that position, it'd be like me when I got my first job in broadcasting and my tapes got mixed up and I stood in front of that prompter. I had no idea what happened.
I'd crumble immediately.
Like, I didn't know what was in front of me.
What's funny is it didn't matter. Toronto still won the game.
Sure.
But it was like...
But in the moment...
we got
chaos.
A 3-minute version.
That is
took
insane.
15 minutes.
Yeah, that's my question. Why does it take 15 minutes to check the rules?
Maybe to go to New York, then they had to
They don't know the rules.
They
there?
probably had to check it again.
Well,
It
was 15 minutes in totality. So it started with confusion of what the hell happened with the scoreboard and how many outs are there.
Mm-hmm.
Then both managers got called over to discuss what the hell they're doing. Then the brought up fourth out, whatever the hell rule that somebody made up in the back of a truck somewhere, I'm guessing. And then they went to New York for them to all talk about it in New York and argue about it. Then for the umpire to go back out there and go, okay, run scores, I don't know what the hell. Anyway, it's 2-1.
It's so, and you know what's really funny that the listening audience and YouTube, I guess, didn't get to see. So when the ump is explaining all this and all this time's going by, it's taking different shots of like guys in the outfield, guys in the dugout, and they're all trying to explain what this is. It's hilarious.
That's everybody.
That is bizarre.
Everybody was figuring out in real time what the rules are in a game that's 1,000 years old.
I can imagine, if I was at the game, I'd just have my phone out and, huddled around all my friends. Just, we have to figure out what the rule is. What are they talking about? And then, looking at replays on the screen, I assume they're showing replays the whole time for the whole 15 minutes.
Listen, the lack of confidence that the umpire popped that mic and went,
have confidence?
What we got here is a time play. What the hell does that mean? When has time ever mattered in baseball, and now suddenly there's a thing called a time play? What circle of hell are we in? This baseball season's nuts.
Yeah, that was one of the more weird things that I've seen in real time.
That was funny.
But that was
You were watching
hilarious.
it in real time?
No, just when I
just
sorry.
now.
I take that back. In not real time, but just watching it unfold.
Yeah.
In
I'm
that
not going to
clip.
lie. I was going to call Cap that you were watching the Red Sox and Blue Jays
Now,
last night.
if I was watching that, I would have stayed glued to my TV and been like, what in what's name is going on?
If I were watching that live, my brain would melt out of my ears. I would have no clue what was going on.
I think I would have turned it off.
TV.
Yeah, I would.
You would have? I would have wanted to know what
Would you
happened.
last 15 minutes watching that?
I probably would, because I'd just be like, what's going to happen? How are they going to explain this?
See, and coming from TV, those broadcasters were sitting there trying to explain what's going on while there's probably a producer and a rules analyst in their ear telling them what's going on while they're talking.
And that's difficult to even know how to function.
By the way,
that.
I had producers that were notorious for saying, it's like a very Christopher Lloyd thing. They'll say things in your ears while you're trying to be perfect. Yes.
Exactly.
Like that. But think horrible things that you're saying in my ear while I'm talking. It's awful.
You would, Krista, Verlad does
Verlad
do that.
is master it. Well, Dave can't do it. It stops
he
Dave.
can't talk and do it.
Well, no, he can, but it stops Dave.
Dave can't tell if it's in his ear or if
Exactly.
it's said out loud.
That's what the problem is.
But in TV, it's a producer in your ear, and they'll just be saying terrible things while you're on the air.
Funny.
Classic TV. Good bit. I bet Whitey Gleason knew the fourth out, whatever the hell rule.
I'm sure he did.
You probably wrote it.
I'm sure he did.
Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles join us next for a little crosstalk before the Drive Guys take over. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Follow Sactown Sports 1140 on Instagram and X at Sactown 1140 to see the best moments from all your favorite shows and up-to-the-minute live reactions and updates on the Kings, 49ers, and more. That's at Sactown 1140 on Instagram and X. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin, thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older? And you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
We are witnessing the creative process of Alan Stiles writing a new song, and well,
it's
a process.
It's interesting to say the least. He also looks like he just came out of the 70s.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. It's the green. It's not a bad thing.
Why
I
do you
like
say
the
that?
70s.
I like the green.
It's like a green. I don't know. There's something
Green
about your
pants.
outfit that's 70s like today.
How are you wearing pants? It's 1 billion degrees outside.
Man,
you come in here.
Yeah, I
and you're
know.
just trying to share.
I don't know.
Why is
I
he
don't know.
singing "Let It Be"
No,
in everything he says?
Alan Stiles walked in, and I said, "Hello, Alan." He goes, "Hi," and then picks up his phone and walks out the room.
Ooh,
They called me.
Alan,
They
how about this
called
one?
me.
Mr. Siegel
Matt-
doesn't like it when you don't take his calls.
What did he tell you? So what are you
No,
breaking now?
no,
What are you leaking?
Wait, I have one to do.
Okay.
Matty G, Matty G, Matty G, Matty G.
We got to get more creative than this.
You know, and this is what we call it on the show.
Check out his new podcast, Matty G.
Check out his new podcast, MGP. Doom,
Oh.
doom, doom, doom.
Approaching 100 episodes, by the way.
Shout out.
Wow,
Almost there.
100.
Let's go.
Time flies, huh?
Almost there.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
having fun.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
covering the Kings, having fun.
Whatever you want to call it, right?
Ain't it fun?
Ain't it fun?
Anything else?
We're just going to have a karaoke session. I've been wanting one of these with all y'all for a long
Let's
time.
go. I saw a karaoke spot pop up on my Insta.
Well, my friends are in town this weekend, so if anyone wants to put something together, we'll be there.
Karaoke.
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 I can't make it.
Okie dokie.
Come on,
If
Whitey.
Alan's there, I can't make it.
I'll be first.
You'll swing by.
I normally
I'm gonna
just
try
do.
to swing by, yeah.
I normally do. Yeah, by Usher.
That's your go-to.
Ludacris Phil Cups like.
I don't know if that's my go-to. I have a couple. My go-to
That's the
is probably
first song that came to mind.
Of course.
no. The first one is probably Mario. Let me love you.
I love that song.
Or Just a Friend. Either one of those. That's where I start.
That's good.
And then from there, somebody will probably do Yeah by then. So I'll get back in with the little Boys to Men, whatever.
Yeah,
it
you
is.
bounce genres. You're all over the place with genres.
All over the place.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why
Do you
I
do
the same
country
thing.
though?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Oh, I'll do
Right.
do
What
it all.
country?
I do a lot of different
Yeah.
genres. I'm more
Darius
new
Rucker?
age.
Country roads.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yeah, well
Tennessee.
there's Tennessee, there's
That's not a song.
There is there's a lot of different songs.
Yeah.
We'll have a house party. We can't do nobody.
No, wrong.
You don't need
That's the music.
That's well, they got the lyrics for you.
Yeah.
Or Ella Langley, because that's all we
That's
hear
right.
nowadays,
But that's going to be
you know?
done immediately. You know, someone's going to do that immediately.
She's from Texas, I can tell.
See, we got to go.
by the way.
That's right. We got to go. We got to do it. Come on, Matt.
What's yours, Matt?
Yeah,
What's your
Matt.
go-to?
What's the Lord of the Narnia?
No.
I don't know why that was bibbidi bobbidi.
I don't know why. I was Irish.
Bibbidi bobbidi
Yeah,
boo.
that was bibbidi bobbidi boo. What do you think? Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The hills are alive.
No.
Come
it's
on,
not-
Matt.
it's
We
not
want to
show
hear. Come
tunes.
on, guys. We want to hear.
Right Now by Akon, Mad by Neo, and Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker.
Wow. Those are solid.
It's gonna be hard for you because anytime you go to karaoke, everyone's like, double down!
Yeah.
Double down!
You're like, oh, they don't have
No,
it.
that's not karaoke. That's called a concert. There's a difference.
Yeah, and that's like, no, I don't
And that
do
costs
that.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't have
that'll
it.
cost you.
That'll
And
cost
then
you.
then I have to get in some chasing you. Just
Wait,
some of
what
that
one's
too.
that?
That's Morgan.
Oh, Wallet.
Oh yeah.
Do you do a
So I
walkout?
got a lot of different.
Alan does a whole
Only cowgirls.
Yeah,
Never
there
wanna
you
settle
go.
them down, girl.
Luke Bryan, get the jeans on.
Oh, yeah.
Is this segment just both of you wanting to show people that you can sing?
I just love to sing anytime I can get a chance to.
I know.
That's why I've
you
been
come
asking
in
you
humming
guys.
and singing every
Well,
morning.
Then take me to karaoke.
Yeah,
I'm not
very
taking
simple.
you nowhere.
Why?
Because
Why
I'm
not?
married.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Take yourself.
I'm talking about the group
Yeah,
here.
so
Just
we're
because
gonna-
I'm a woman
we'll be
doesn't
back
mean I
too.
can't go hang out with the dudes.
It's only 148, huh?
Jeez Louise.
I was expecting a
I
152.
took you to an A's game. Where are you taking me? I want to be taken.
Well, then
Where are
we're
you
gonna go to
taking me?
karaoke.
What are you doing? I took you
Me.
to golf.
Then
Where
we're
are
gonna
you
go to
taking me?
karaoke.
And damn it, when are
We're
you
going
going
to
to
karaoke.
swing by?
I'm going to try.
He's gonna
I've
try.
Been trying. I've been
He's
trying.
I've been trying.
He might try and swing by.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on here, Matt? Just talk to us, man. What's the problem?
He's mad because we have not taken him anywhere.
Where are we supposed to go?
I'm feeling the vibes of Niner training camp today. Just a lot
He
of
wants to
anger,
fight.
Yeah.
a lot of fighting,
They wanna fight.
a lot of fire.
Maybe the young lady from Tennessee is, not too happy with the way things went today, right? Am I right?
From Tennessee,
Yeah.
born and raised.
Hell no.
I've heard that.
See?
Haven't you heard that, Alan?
She said hell no. He's on his
You
phone.
want my
He's on
birth
his-
certificate? I think I have it in my bag somewhere in an envelope.
What?
Seattle.
Well, Spokane. Spokompton, actually.
Is everybody okay at home?
Yeah, actually, it's weird enough. My family all ended up being up there for a wedding and all the week of the fire stuff. So unfortunately, they had to deal with a lot of that. They're okay. A lot of family friends lost their homes though in that fire.
Sorry.
So yeah. But anyway, he's awkward with. Matt's very awkward with weird stuff.
I just don't know how I get out of
I
this.
can't believe he didn't laugh.
Nope, not that one.
He laughed at my puppy story once. That the puppy passed.
because it was funny and out of the blue. What? How do I get out of this? I don't know. You guys brought it up. You get out of
Well,
it.
what did you think initially of what you guys have heard from Niners training camp and obviously the joint practices today? Because we heard that Niners looked like they dominated and set the tone.
Well, it's just the same things that were happening in 49er scrimmages. I assume it's, Fred Warner and Greenlaw, and they're just throwing people to the ground.
Yeah,
They're
just
like, I'm sorry, this is
body
tackle
slamming 'em.
football.
Mhm.
Yeah, establishing that tone.
And
Unpredictable
Purdy Purdy looks pretty good.
How about Bosa? Oh, he's still got
Oh, yeah.
soreness.
Well, now it's what is it?
Tendinitis.
Tendinitis is what we were hearing.
Remember when CMC had tendinitis? Remember how that went? Sorry.
That's different.
I had it in my
I hope
wrist.
you're right. I hope you're right.
What are y'all talking about today anyway?
Yeah.
Party like a Brock.
Party like a Brock star. Party like a Brock. Is that we're doing show tunes all day?
That's my last one.
That's a tone deaf
He wasn't
Tuesday.
listening to anything you guys just said. That was
I
in
know he
his head
wasn't.
the entire
That song
time.
can
That
sing.
song plays in my head for more time than I'd like
That's
to admit.
concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to
But yeah,
debut
Brock-
today
Mhm.
the 5 at 5 showdown.
That's right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
5 at 5.
5 at 5.
5
Okay.
at 5.
5 biggest stories of the day at 5.
That's
Al
right.
and I head-to-head. Judge Jay Johnson presiding.
That's
Ooh,
right.
I like
Sorry,
it.
now for 2 for the show, then 5 at 5, in style, out of style, and Kevin 7.
It's all coming up today.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a lot of numbers.
It's a top of TO Tuesday.
What in the freaking Sesame Street is this? What are we counting
1,
today?
2, 3.
There's a
3
lot.
licks to get to the center.
Honestly, sorry, and that's why I had to take this call because there's just a lot on the show today, and we're gonna
He
opened and closed his laptop.
He said I had to take this call by opening and closing his laptop.
Yeah, well, it's
Do you
coming
know
through
what a
both
phone
ways.
is?
Yeah, and I had to take that because we just have a lot on the show today.
Let me see your phone. Let me look at your incoming real quick.
You don't need to do
hey,
that.
Matt, that's who we should do your last 3 texts from. We were doing this game or like your last 3 photos.
Yeah,
like
on your
we'd
your
make
camera
each
roll.
other do that. Like who's your last text to, or what's your last 3 photos in your camera?
Care to share with the class?
That's not something I'm able to do at this time.
He has information in there that's from his people,
Mr. Styles
his
is
sources.
not at liberty to share
It's just
that
right.
information.
No,
Let
it's
me
all
lower my brightness here.
It's his 20 text messages from last week. Him asking all the guests to come on.
No, those are they're
Further down?
Yeah,
They're
those
further
are
down
pushed
now?
down now. Yeah, but they
If you
were
wanna
up there.
Lower your brightness. May I recommend listening to the morning show here?
Oh!
What happened?
I'm kidding. And I didn't mean today. I'm just, nothing against
got a
Dave's
symbol.
kids.
Whitey
I'm
hates
just
kids.
kidding. No.
That's what I
It
got
is
out of
Dave's
that.
birthday.
It was.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it is.
It was, he
Happy
says.
birthday.
It is.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Yeah.
To you.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what I was getting at. Happy birthday, Dave.
That's what it was.
Hey, happy birthday, Dave. I hope you have the most food Mount Rushmores you could ever think of.
He's kind of a mentor for you, huh?
There was a time.
When?
There was a time. When when we came across each other more often.
Oh, crosstalk back in the day.
We'd still text every
Right.
now and then. Well, actually, we just texted last week, but
Look at you.
shout out Dave.
Alan's got a lot of vets. Alan's got Dave. He's got
Yeah.
Draper.
Draper doesn't text. Draper
doesn't
no. He's still there though. He's still there. Yeah, but you're right. I do have a couple. You always got to keep some OGs,
Yeah.
And
Important.
Whitey, now I just have a built-in mentor right here.
I know.
Every
Every
single
day to keep your
Even though I think
what
I'm
in
teaching
line.
him more than he's teaching me.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Good thing you ain't on the Titans practice field. I'd be slapping your ass.
Oh.
What? What did you just say?
If I were
HR?
If I were not like
Hold on.
that. Not
Wait.
like the actual rear.
But it started with you having a southern accent for no reason. You're like, when we're on the Titans field, I'll slap your ass, and it just took off.
I was speaking for Whitey. I would have slapped his face.
Oh, you
But that-
you
that's
left
better.
that.
Yeah.
You left that out.
Sorry, that didn't come
That was a pretty
it didn't
pretty
come
big
across
context that was
correctly.
missing there.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't come across
Why
right.
don't you guys
okay.
just take the rest of the afternoon off? Huh?
We got
I think
you.
you've earned it.
Yeah, we got you.
I'm going to Hawaii.
I've earned about 4 weeks off.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. You too, man.
Hey, thanks, bud.
He's coming back from
Matty
a
G.
Matty G.
Matty G.
Yeah,
Matty G.
There's a new episode out of
Matty
MGP.
G.
Come on, man. It's
Very
Tuesday.
nice.
It's Tuesday. Wednesday Eve.
God, only? I can't believe it's only Tuesday.
I'm glad. I don't want weekends. I don't
Thank
want
God
days
for
off.
this 20-hour break coming up for us. Whitey Gleason, Alan Styles, the Drive Guys are next. Kayla and I will be back. Kayla will probably be singing when we return, 10 a.m. tomorrow. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Chris Watkins for joining us as well down in Santa Clara at training camp. We'll see you guys tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports. Hey.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmine